Yeah, all right, okay. So, audience, I am so sorry we are like 10 minutes late.
I have no idea how this is going. I have no.
Hey, you're all right, John. Oh,
Hey,
crap. I just
matching
messed up
poster
your...
buddies.
I just messed up his window. How did I do that? His window
They're
just...
poster buddies.
Okay, now OBS is just messing with me. John's window keeps changing
I'm
shape.
sorry
Okay,
if like I'm not really saying a lot. I'm trying to fix technical issues,
yeah,
and David's still trying to talk on my end.
yeah, sorry. Okay, I mean, sorry, but not sorry? Okay. Ooh, I need a...
No
Sad. You know, I've watched too much Voltron
what's being
lately.
said because it's super.
I just messed up his window again. Okay. So, who wants to start talking about Chapter 10? Well,
I'm so emotional.
Okay, Aaron's gonna start. Lovely.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
I have no idea what you just said.
He said that he has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Chapter 10.
This is super annoying.
Yeah. Okay. I have his window for the most part figured out.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay. So, is uh-oh. John, are you about to lose connection again? Aaron. Hey, King Elaine, we can't hear you, and you're like moving at one
like
frame per minute.
Dubstep.
Yeah, yeah, like you're gonna put Skrillex out of business. All right.
It's like a sick beat.
Yeah. Okay. So. Anyway,
I just got like 6 please stand by and technical difficulty tweets tweeted at me. Oh my god, this is great.
No one's tweeting it at me. Oh wait. Oh wait.
Well, I'm the one who put the technical difficulty tweet out there.
Yeah, but someone just liked my tweet, and it's like, why am I notified about this person liking my tweet? Unless it's a famous person.
I get notified about everyone liking my tweets.
I'm so sorry. Everybody that's watching me trying to mess with this thing. And
we can hear you now.
All right, yeah, we could hear you.
And I don't we can 30 minutes to go down.
As soon as I said we could hear you, we lost all audio.
No, it's because he's moving at supersonic speed. Like he's sped up now. At first you were slowed down, but now you're like moving super fast.
You're Sonic.
Maybe if you sit like right next to your router, it'll help. Yeah. the chat is just like, whoa, dubstep, and like, yeah. Okay. I could rename this episode of VYTALCast as Technical Issues. Kaito Dan just called him the King of Speed.
I need to like.
Okay, John's normal speed looking.
Yeah.
Try saying hi, John.
Hi, John.
John, hi. Can you hear us?
I'm on my phone right now, so that's why it's kind of choppy because I'm using data.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get my laptop and everything fixed up. Internet decided.
Oh, dude. Yeah, dude. I don't want you to like lose your data over this. But we could try. Oh, I got an idea that might actually help more with your bandwidth on your phone. I could switch it back to the regular VYTALCast, and you could switch to being audio only. And you're using less data and less bandwidth, and we probably hear you better.
So this is the Blue Lion. His name is Lance.
Aaron's just like I know VYTALCast is supposed to be about Ruby, but here's some Voltron.
I can't help that I was watching Voltron all day, and I'm very emotional about Pidge and Keith. So I'm just gonna.
Which your green lion just got sent.
That's awesome, and I haven't said anything like 5 minutes. I'm so behind.
Okay. So chapter 10.
Supersonic.
So much happening.
Okay, so chapter 10. Should we talk about
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Huh?
Wait, is John even understanding what we're saying?
I don't know.
He's saying supersonic.
I feel like This is what happens whenever I'm like
in a
honest.
way that you guys can still see me.
Yeah, but can you hear us?
Hey!
Okay. So.
Yeah, John.
What? Oh boy. I heard like half a word.
I feel like I need to do background music, but the only background music I can think of is do 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 do.
Yeah.
We
have like 40 people watching, like technical issues, lag, and dubstep.
I could try to entertain the audience, but I would probably just start talking about my Dungeons and Dragon character.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Characters. But.
Anyway, should we talk chapter 10 and like how sad Ren and Nora's childhoods are?
Oh.
Hey, hey, you don't say anything. I'm almost caught up.
Okay.
Wait, on Ruby? Have you not seen chapter 10, John? He said he's almost caught up.
I'm assuming he meant with the
Voltron
video or Voltron.
Wait,
you guys went through,
we can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on.
Someone in the chat is asking for puns. That's dangerous.
Puns? Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be like a lot of damage from those puns.
Not you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Wait. I feel like we're still like in a weird time dimension bubble. We're in one time bubble, and John is just in another bubble.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Yeah, and our conversations are just slightly out of sync. Okay.
We're all on the same page, but we're reading different books.
Yes. I'm on page 394, and you guys are somewhere else.
Turn to page 390. I'm on page 420.
Come on, Aaron. Come on. I had better hopes for you.
Would you prefer page 69?
Aaron.
I've seen chapter 10.
Okay. Wait.
All right. So.
And now he's frozen again.
Okay.
I think the angels got him. The weeping angels.
Should I just start screaming about Nora Valkyrie?
Like I for some reason. Well.
Dude, okay, I think his video is behind for us to see. Because now he's moving at
I can't even see your video, so...
My video?
Yeah, like, well, I can't see it over Skype. I have to watch it delayed on...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I feel like I'm watching the stream.
Sorry.
But on John.
I'm still working on trying to fix whatever issue is going on right now.
John, it's
this
okay.
This is like the worst possible time for this to be happening.
Okay. So, Aaron, do you want to just start screaming and crying about Nora?
Yes, please.
Okay, go.
Okay, well, one, this episode was just generally overwhelmingly so... I'm trying not to swear on VYTALCast more. It's so freaking important because they finally have the acknowledgement that they are going through grief, that they are dealing with trauma. And it has taken so long for them to get to this point because they're all just kind of like, oh, you know, they all have their own damage to deal with. Like, they surely hurt more than I do. So, you know, I'll just keep it inside. I don't want to add to their struggle. But no, they're finally having emotions, discussions, and it's important.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And also, I mean, I'm gonna go more into that later, most likely. Because that's why... Huh?
Why won't you just fix?
But like one thing I really liked about this episode is it proved a lot of people wrong about how Nora and Ren's relationship worked. Because I've seen a lot of stuff in past where, like, we know that their relationship was designed that they pretty much needed to share, that there was two people pretty much sharing the same general pool of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And Nora used all of it. But the thing is, that's not entirely true. Everyone thought that it was like Nora leeching off of Ren, and that is not how it is. It wasn't Nora latching onto Ren like a parasite. It was almost the exact opposite. Like,
well, the exact opposite to an extent. It's more like Ren, because now we somewhat know what his semblance is, and that's to like conceal his emotion. Yeah. And so
his whole
I don't understand what is going on.
I'm sorry, John. John, it's okay to hang up till your internet is fixed, and then you could recall us. Okay.
Huh?
I think his video is still caught behind. Now he's vertical again.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Should I keep talking about Nora?
Yeah. So what I was saying with Nora and Ren was like Ren is more like he conceals his emotion, but he still feels it. And the more I started thinking about it, so yesterday at work I started crying about Ren and Nora and Weiss yesterday because
My video
I'm just like
VYTALCast, by the way.
yeah. And Larissa suggested that King of Lame switches to audio, and I have suggested that myself just to see if you could be caught up, John. But Ren still feels his emotion. He just doesn't express it as much as Nora. Nora is very much more up and open, and I think she's kind of expressing for both her and Ren.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, Ren's feeling happy and I'm feeling happy, so I'm gonna be double the happy. I'm gonna be double over the top. And I've noticed that when Ren does express his emotions or is most expressive, like when he smiles, it's always because of Nora. And it just makes me like volume
All
3.
right, I'll do that.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Is
I hope your tech issues get fixed. I'm so sorry.
but
We could always have you on next week too.
yeah, chapter
when you
11's a
don't.
doozy. It's Salem and Cinder and whatnot,
Ah.
and most likely Tyrion's last scene.
How do you
Dun, dun,
predict the
dun.
future? Okay.
Hey, it happened in Voltron this season too, so I
Yeah.
wish I knew.
Yeah. Oh, I need to look at OBS to see what's going on with your Windows. Yeah. Yeah, your Windows got messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I'm switching you back to normal Windows.
Should I
Okay.
keep screaming about Nora?
Yes. Keep screaming about Nora.
But like everyone kind of made it seem like it was like, oh, Nora's probably just bothering Ren and he's too nice to like say anything about it. It's like, no. That's not what happened at all. And their relationship is so important because Ren's semblance is the ability to like calm himself and others and shroud his emotions and their emotions together to allow them to be concealed by Grimm. And of course it makes sense that that has just gradually adapted itself into his personality as well, because if that's your semblance, it's something very handy that you need to know how to do in the first place in the world of Remnant. Like that was what half of the Great War was about, was eliminating art and whatnot, because it was expression will draw the Grimm. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he learned how to do that with his semblance, but having your semblance running all the time is taxing. And like if your village is attacked, like that when you're that little, you're probably always going to be looking over your shoulder for Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't be surprising. Oh, my roommate's watching Voltron and screaming.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be surprising if when they were younger, he was like, okay, I'll try to practice this level of serenity outside of my semblance. So when I use my semblance, it's even more impactful. And also so that he'd feel less responsible if Grimm showed up. So that most likely partially happened as a child. And then that just became part of who he is.
Well, also because of like traumatic experiences,
Yes.
sometimes you do kind of become caged emotionally. And this is where like how my reaction video became like 40 minutes long compared to its like normal 24, and I could relate to Ren in that sense of like becoming caged within your emotions after something very traumatic. But then once like you and I started talking, it became clear that he kind of camouflages and conceals his emotion more. Like he still feels it, but he just doesn't express it as much, which is still kind of going with what I was saying about the traumatic stuff. But yeah, sometimes trauma does that. It like some people. So I compared Ren and Nora to my sister and I. My sister was still very much more expressive and still very over the top happy, and I was more the low key kind of personality until like a couple of years ago. But he still feels emotion and he still expresses it around Nora, even though it's not as much, but Nora really tries to make up for that, and I think that's really great. Crap, where was my thought going? I had something like actually there to think, but sorry, what were you saying?
I have many things to say.
Okay.
It's okay. But like this whole episode was just very, very important. Like a lot of it was dealing with emotions and healthy relationships. And even after all of the flashbacks, the point when Nora and Ren are on the mountain before they see the traces of that Grimm, whose name I like can't pronounce for the life of me, which is rare.
Yeah. Did they release the actual Grim name, or do we just know
uh,
the mythical creature it's based off
just
of?
the mythical creature it's based off of, I think. But sorry,
Cool.
I got distracted by
Yeah.
the chat for a minute.
Yeah,
His
me too.
interactions alone with Nora are very different from his interactions along with anyone else. Because around Nora, he's much more expressive. Like when they're on the
Hmm.
mountain and it's like we never get. He mentioned something, or one mentioned something like we never get the easy path, do we? There's that. That's that.
Well, he also
Damn it.
smiles at her too.
He smiles.
Like,
My heart
and it's
melted.
just like, and it's just really loving, and like, I just really love how they're always there for each other, and they're like I like you said when we talked about it after you watched it was like their souls kind of touched and
Yeah, can I go into
merged
that?
when I well
Okay.
I'm kind of going into it. You
Okay.
you could go into it too, but I'm still
Okay.
he when he touched her soul to like I guess that might have been the moment she awakened her thing as well because she absorbs electricity, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess in that case she was absorbing like his aura to also be concealed from the Grim. But I feel like a lot of his emotion went into her, and that is why she kind of expresses for both of them as well. But they're kind of I don't know that I feel like they kind of became like part of the same person in a sense, but
Mm-hmm.
also kind of I I want to say like soulmates almost, like in the
That's
sense
what you
where
said in our text conversation. You were like soulmates.
well yeah I mean they pretty much are because their hearts like touched pretty much,
Mm,
and just kind of like how John and Pires did.
mm.
And yeah, anyway, you could go into it now because you're better at expressing this than I am.
Okay. So my whole thing that I'm thinking of is like your aura is a manifestation of your soul, and
Hmm.
your semblance is a manifestation of your aura. So by extension, it is you. And I have a feeling that sharing your aura or infusing it with someone else or lending it to them temporarily is something that's considered very intimate. It's not something that's done often. It's like the ultimate level of trust because it is allowing another person to physically intertwine with and interact with your soul, which if that
Hmm.
person, like, I feel like that's a moment where you'd be at your weakest. It's a very vulnerable position, so opening
Yes.
yourself up to someone like that would be very, very risky.
Hmm.
And so when Ren did that as a child to help Nora, even if it didn't awaken her aura, her semblance, their auras were still intertwined.
Hmm.
So my best guess is that like part of Ren's soul is intertwined with Nora's and vice versa. That's why they're always so in sync. That's why they seem to share the same level of energy and the whole same level of thought process. Even when not in battle, even when Jean ate too many noodles, was like, if I throw up, I'm blaming you. And Nora's like, aim it at the enemy. And Ren's immediate response is, that's gross, but if you feel the need, like they're immediately on the same page for basically everything.
Yeah. And
Someone said, let's go soul resonance, and that's so accurate.
yeah.
And should I go into where I think where that whole connection could go with my
Yeah.
desperate clinging theory, or should I leave that off?
No, go into it, please,
All right.
please.
And granted, I'm one of those people who's really, really hoping that Pyrrha will come back somehow, even though if it would have to be like in a right way. But I'm still really,
Yeah.
I'm desperate. But it reminds me a lot of like what they could do is the only other people we've seen interact with their auras like that are
Hmm.
Jean and Pyrrha.
Yes.
So I feel like there's definitely more significance in it
Then
than just unlock, and it's like, oh, she unlocked his aura. There's more to it than that.
yeah.
So
And
my best guess is that Pyrrha had part of Jean, and
mm,
Jean therefore has part of Pyrrha. So for those of you who watch Avatar: Last Airbender, it could kind of be like, um, it
uh,
would kind of be like Yue in Avatar: The Last Airbender,
with the girl with the moon.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
princess of the Northern Water tribe who was stillborn, but thanks to praying to the moon spirit gave her part of its spirit, so she was able to live. And then when the moon spirit was killed, Avatar spoilers, season 1 spoilers.
yeah, book 1. Book 1. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
book 1. And so when the moon spirit was killed, she gave her life to
Bring it back.
bring back the moon spirit. So, I'm kind of hoping that maybe, I mean, I realize I don't have a body, but, maybe the body's wandering the wastes like I predicted it back at the very end
Yeah.
of volume 3.
Well,
Or even
also
then,
Oh, sorry. You might have been about to say this, but like a symbiotic body, kind of like Penny's.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, or they could, get in touch with Papa Paul and Dina.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I
But
mean, I also kind of wonder because obviously it's not her full soul. Like if they were to somehow bring her back through that,
mhm,
what part of Pyrrha are we gonna see? I'm gonna guess a lot of it is gonna be her affection towards John and probably a protective side
mhm,
because she was kind of
but
doing it
yeah,
to protect him. So
to
I
help teach him, yeah.
yeah
But even in a whole other sense, like, even if she couldn't come back, it would also explain a greater portion of Jean's loss. Because if part of his aura was inside Pyrrha, that's gone.
yeah
And it's not like, oh, it would magically go back to him. Like, that's Pacific Rim right there.
I haven't seen Pacific Rim yet.
Okay, it's not, it like happens the first 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
there's a
Well,
pilot. Is it you have two people to pilot a
spoilers for
Jaeger.
the first 5 minutes, Aaron. Just we'll just have to
Two
do a
people
movie
pilot
night for it.
two people pilot a Jaeger, and there's twin brothers who do it, and one of them gets killed while they have the neural link going. So the guy always says after that, like, my brother was still connected to me in the end. Like, I can't open myself up like that to someone else because I still, like, he's still there. That connection's still open even if he's dead.
Yeah. Um.
So it could be like that for Jean even if Pierre doesn't come back.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I part of me. So one thing you said that reminded me of someone just tweeted about VitalCast. Thank you very much. I'll mute my iPad. So with what you said about like John's loss, a lot of
Mhm.
times people will say when they're grieving is like part of their soul has died and
Yeah.
gone away with that person. And so not only did John get that in the emotional and feeling sense, but he had kind of like in a literal sense too,
Hmm.
which is just really heartbreaking. And like, I don't know, it was also just really nice. Can we talk about like how Ranger finally talked about feelings?
Yes.
Because we're kind of going into that territory already. And
I was not
like,
quite excited to help.
sorry, oh man, that cupcake is trying to kill me right now. I can feel it. Anyway, so like they finally opened up about their feelings on losing Pyrrha and like feeling grief, and it made me just really happy about it that they're finally talking about it on screen. Like a lot of people were like, well, they've been together for 6 to 8 months. They probably talked about it at some point during then, but I'm like, yes, but we need to see it in the show. Like,
Mhm.
there's too much to just like say like, oh, this could have happened off camera, but
It's
that's
major
not
character
enough.
development.
Yeah, it's major character development that we need in the show to like actually see, because you could say like anything happens off camera, really. You could, so it's just like we need something for sure in the show, and I was just really happy to see them talk about it. And one thing that did bother me about it was how John went immediately from like, yeah, we lost Pyrrha too, but Ruby, you've lost so much more. And it was kind of like he was trying, like it's almost like he was minimalizing his own grief to try to comfort Ruby, which I felt like isn't fair. And I think John just officially hung up.
Can you give me 1 second real quickly?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I'll
There's
just
just someone yelling, and I need to yell at them.
okay. Um. All right. I'll just switch to alone cast mode. Uh. Oh yeah, I forgot I used alone cast to do that. Anyway, chat, I will give you attention because I know you are attention deprived today. Um. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're back. Okay. Wait. No.
I return.
Yeah, I know. I clicked
Oh,
on the wrong window for
I don't know
OBS.
what's happening.
Okay, there you are.
Oh, alone cast. Alone cast.
It was a lone cast for like 5 seconds. Okay, people are saying all sorts of stuff could happen off screen, and Stoic Drug, I don't think that was appropriate to say, but I could see where you're trying to be funny. Uh, anyway. Hey, Nathan Benson. Oh, also, okay. I'll have to mention it later since we were just talking about Ranger, and Ranger's really important to talk about right now. But like, I don't like how John tried to minimize his grief in an attempt to like help Ruby. Like, I don't know.
I can understand why he did it, but I feel like it's less of, oh, my grief's not as important to you. It's more of a, you've been through a lot too.
Yeah, like, I just wish he kept it at that and not be like, oh, but you've lost so much more than we have. Just like, John.
It may have also been for effect. It could have been like, yeah, we lost X and Y and Z, but you lost X and Y and Z and A and B and C, and you were the one who put this all together.
Yeah, which crap. Oh, this is also kind of like reminding me. Part of what you just said reminded me of what John said, which reminded me more of like Ren and Ruby. Okay, so Ruby put together Ranger. And, like, Ranger got together because they were all grieving over Pyrrha and wanted to help each other out. But Ruby and, like, Ren, I think, was a really good example in Chapter 10. A lot of people, like, in order to help others, usually have to, like, open themselves up and kind of show who they truly are. And I feel like Ruby and Ren so far have been, like, really good examples for that. Ruby, whenever she... In Volume 3, when the Nevermore was about to attack Pyrrha, Ruby jumped in and stabbed it with one of Penny's swords and was like, you know, saying she's not going to stand by and she's going to help fight. And like, she basically reveals like what she stands up for. And she does that a couple of times. And she did that when trying to help Crow. Like, I'm not going to stand by and let Crow fight Tyrion alone. This is my fight too. And Ren like did that in the literal sense of like opening himself up to Nora with merging their aura and like, which you said is like a risky thing. But sorry, that was just like a random thought that I knew earlier this week I wanted to say on VYTALCast, and I like had it better worded because when I'm at work I have like hours to just think about what I'm gonna say, and now everything's just going out the window in my brain. But like John did that to like help Ruby, I guess. Like he opened up to her and was like, hey, like,
it's okay for you to open up to.
Yeah, like it's okay for you to open up, and it like they also kind of said it's okay to not always be okay.
Which is so fucking important.
I know, like
talk about your feelings.
It's what I've been waiting for all Volume 4, and I'm just like,
I've been cursed by a clapping wizard and can't stop.
Yeah, and I'm just like so happy that they're taking care of each other and talking about it, even though I know it's gonna be very brief because that Grim is on the way to them, which I know I say otherwise. Like in my reaction video I'm like, oh, is it going to Haven? Which, thinking on it, I'm like, no, that looks like Kuroyuri that it was heading towards. So yeah, comment section, please be nice to me tomorrow.
No, I feel that. I still get people like commenting on things. It's like, actually, this is what happens later, and it's like, this was 4 chapters ago. I already put up my chapter. Okay, dude. All right. Or like, even if it's answered in the same episode, it's like,
yeah. Oh, see ya, Dan. Kaido Dan says he's getting a little dizzy, and so he's leaving. So,
should we talk about Hazel? Because
yeah, I almost like half forget he was even in the episode. But yeah, they're at the train station.
Okay, how tall is Hazel? Because I'm assuming
freaking
Oscar's
tall.
Like I'm assuming Oscar's like 5'5" ish. Like I know he's probably closer
like,
to Ruby's age.
Yeah,
he
like a little under average.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he's like, I'm average height. Excuse you.
No, for a guy. A guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Whatever. Also, it's funny because Oscar has hazel eyes, but. So, like, if Oscar's 5'5", the ATM was easily a solid foot taller. So the thing's like 6 feet, 6.5 feet. Is Hazel like 7 feet tall?
Well, I actually think Oscar might be shorter than 5'5". I think he might be like closer to 5 foot, because in my hometown we have a train station with a similar ATM. And that thing is about the same height as I am, and I'm 5'8", and if Hazel, I'm guessing Hazel's like 6'4" or something.
I still think he's like near 7 feet because like I can understand an ATM like being a little bit taller than you, but like
Hmm.
that was a lot. And it
Yeah.
wasn't that like he had to like stretch to reach where the keys were. They were at a perfectly fine level for him, so I think
Uh-huh.
that's just like the general access level. But it's like,
I
god
just think
damn.
Oscar is short.
I mean, he's probably short,
Yeah.
but it's like I still think there's like a 2 foot height difference
Oh,
between
yeah,
them.
yeah. There's definitely like a 2 foot height difference between him and Hazel, but I think
So it's like, how tall is Hazel then? Like, if he's 7 feet tall, Jesus Christ.
yeah. And also one thing I noticed was Hazel's eyes weren't gold,
Hmm.
which wasn't his eyes gold in chapter 1?
I don't recall.
Cuz that was one thing like everyone seemed to be talking about was everyone in the room with Salem, with the exception of Salem and Mercury and Emerald, where their eyes were gold.
Hmm.
So like Tyrion had gold eyes, Cinder had gold eyes, Watts had gold eyes, and I think Hazel had gold eyes too.
It's possible.
So I kind of wonder like why his eyes weren't gold, and because we know Tyrion's eyes original eye color was not gold because we get that
Mm.
flash of like that
Purple.
purple, yeah. So we know there must be like some sort of weird spell enhancement that Salem does to them to give them their gold eyes,
Hmm.
but maybe Hazel is able to like not have that to like conceal, like be more hidden.
But then why wouldn't Cinder be like that? Because if anyone needed to be concealed, it would be her.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I
she
don't.
just was lucky and had gold eyes to begin with. I don't know. But I don't. And Hazel gives me like the weird feeling that like I should like this guy, but he's a villain. But I really like this guy. Like I feel like he could be a nice person.
You and I have very different feelings toward Hazel. Instinctual reactions towards Hazel.
Well, like Hazel, like I'm like okay, I get he's a bad guy. Osmond's warning he's bad stuff, but why do I just like I don't know because he hasn't been like very expressive. I guess you could kind of think of it as like any way, like, oh, he's not very expressive, he must be very sinister and menacing deep down. Or, oh, maybe he's just like one of those calm, nice guys. But he also helped Oscar with the machine, which is also like, oh, maybe he's not all bad. I don't know. I just have a feeling that if Cinder wasn't the one to turn towards Salem, maybe it's Hazel. But
I feel like Hazel murdered someone in his family. That was my just. I realize it's like really extreme, but that's the
yeah.
exact feeling I got as soon as he hit the ATM and walked away and was like, "Don't let something small." Like, wait, someone put the exact quote in the chat. It was, uh, ah, where did it go? Yeah. Oh no, that's someone made a Rogue One reference.
Oh.
Yeah, it was don't let something small stand in your way. I want that to be a meme. Two, I feel like that's something he's like said, like maybe he was going to be a prominent figure in his village and was like, oh, my brother's older than me and will naturally get this just because of family lineage. Don't let something like existence of a sibling get in your way. Stab.
Well, if anything, I would have thought like a younger sibling if it's someone smaller or something smaller.
I feel like that would be too literal.
Okay, all right. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see Hazel more to get a better read on him because he is hard to read.
I think a lot of next episode is going to be villains because Cinder's the thumbnail. It's taking control, so it's probably mostly villains.
Mm-hmm. And we're probably going to see Haven as well.
Possibly. I have a horrible feeling that we're going to have like a cliffhanger for
Finale.
leading up to chapter 12. Yeah, because the 11th is tomorrow. The 11th episode is tomorrow, and so the 12th one will be next week. So they'll have to have something to keep us screaming.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm right about either the Grim or one of Salem's Goonies showing up and being like, "If I can save your uncle,"
yeah,
then this would be the perfect time for that.
yeah. Okay, so Okay, Nathan Benson just sent me a photo of Hazel in the first chapter. Oh, they're not like gold-ish. They're like more brown from the picture he sent me, but they are a different color in the newest chapter, kind of, because his eyes were more of a green accent.
They were hazel.
Yes, I actually said that in my reaction video. I'm like, hey, his eyes are hazel.
A moment to appreciate the fact that my cat just knocked over my PlayStation and scared herself.
I hope the PlayStation's okay.
Oh, it's a PS1. That thing's fine. It's a tank.
Yeah, old consoles always are.
Mhm.
So yeah, I wonder if like the next episode, if it's featuring on villains, if we're gonna be seeing Oscar and Hazel arrive at Haven. You
Mhm.
know, like I'd imagine something would happen on the train, but I'm like, nah, that's a little too cliche. Or maybe because I've read the entire Harry Potter series and something always happens on the train, I'm just like, yeah, maybe it's too cliche because of Harry Potter. But
I feel like they've kind of done all of the train scenes that they can in Ruby at this point, though. They've kind of almost had one per volume.
yeah, so I feel like, and also like that would blow Hazel's cover way too quick to like
Mhm.
try to pull a scene on the train. They're like, that man just attacked a child on the train.
Mhm.
Like, arrest that man. So yeah, I think if anything it's gonna be like a weird suspense between like suspicion.
Mhm. I think that Hazel's fondest trait is going to end up being a really big reveal because, like, it's not something glaringly obvious like ears or a tail. I feel like it's something a lot more the lines of Ilia's, where it's more subtle,
Hmm.
and that, like, in the fact that it's so subtle, it could be even more
Well,
terrifying.
he reminds me of that bookseller that Mercury and Emerald
Tuscan.
kill. Yeah, Tuscan. Which
Tuscan's book trades. Hold on. Every
which
book under the sun.
didn't they mention a brother to Tuscan? Like he had a brother?
I don't remember, but I know that they killed him.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, someone with a better memory, please correct me in the chat. But I think he had a brother, and it wouldn't surprise me if Hazel was the brother because they're both kind of similar body shapes, and
What,
they're
like a
both
puma?
faunus. Yes.
I thought it was more in the sense of the brothers of the White Fang. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it was your brothers and the White Fang aren't. Okay.
I
I'm
think
double checking now.
you're gonna watch the episode or something.
I can boot it up and click subtitles.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh wait, no. Nerds of Oz said it right. Your brothers of the White Fang. So yeah, like brothers, as in like members of the cult.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess for some reason I thought they said it in a way that it could have meant a literal brother that was also in the White Fang. But yeah, you guys are right. Um, so I do have some questions on the Rooster Teeth website, which
Okay.
I've been reminded multiple times to like answer them because I forgot one of them last week. So, thank you, Jackers, uh, on the Rooster Teeth site for submitting questions, and one of them got submitted like 10 minutes before VYTALCast.
Hmm.
So he has 4 questions. He says, "In the world of Remnant," so this I think this is like last week. Yeah, in the world of Remnant, do you think the King of Vale was John's grandfather that he talked about? Yeah, we talked about that last epised of VYTALCast, but we pretty much said yes, or I said yes. And then he says, "Do you guys blame John for Pierre's death because of him not blocking an arrow?" Sorry, I have a lot of John. No, I don't blame John for anything that happened with Pyrrha.
Mm-mm.
Like he blames himself, which is so if I remember correctly, the 5 stages of grief is denial, anger, bargaining, something, and then acceptance. Stage number 4, what is it? But when it comes to anger, that's usually the one where you try to blame anything and everyone for the loss. Often people will, like, if they're religious, they'll blame God or they'll blame themselves for something. And John is definitely like blaming himself fully, especially after what Crow said,
Mm-hmm.
which because that like backed up his fear and blame.
That was
And
like a real dick punch.
it was, and like I don't know, it like I've had that happen before to myself about something, uh, and and like I experienced it again just like a year ago, and it's just like that is not a good feeling to like have a fear about something and then be reminded or informed about something and you're just like, yeah, I'm terrible. Like it's not a good feeling to like have guilt on that. And then last question, it says last minute question, this was today, but do you think we will see Tyrion's last scene in tomorrow's chapter?
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
So, and we already like, I just think it's funny how like most of those questions we like kind of already answered before reading. But yeah, there's the questions. Man. Chapter 11. Oh, there are a few things outside of chapter 10 and 11 to talk about on VYTALCast today.
Volume 5?
Volume 5 got accepted, and I mean not accepted, it got announced, and also the Pyrrha plush doll
Wait, oh yeah,
being
I
at PAX East.
I thought you meant like like the smaller ones, and I was like, wait, they released them. I
No.
kicked my computer.
You and I talked about this doll before.
I figure, for some reason I thought you guys already covered that last week, so I was like, they're releasing
No,
another one.
it got announced on like Monday or Tuesday. It was
Before
after last week's.
time. I've told 2 all-nighters this week. I don't know what
I'm
day
sorry.
it is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. There's that. So they announced that, and also chapter 4 has been finished in animation.
Oh, yeah.
So last night the animation team was like, "We're done." I'm like, "Oh boy, you guys get some rest." Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of worried for the animation team actually.
that they're overworked and being overworked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I don't know if you saw, but last night on Twitter I made like a thank you video to them, which I feel like I didn't say enough, but you know, they're working on, they just finished volume 4, and then they have Ruby Chibi season 2, and then volume 5, and then there's also like Camp and Red versus Blue in between then. So I'm like, you guys are working so hard, and thank you so much, and like you're putting in a lot of effort to like giving us more content sooner, and I just want to thank you guys, but also like I feel like us as a fandom are kind of to blame for it. So yeah, anyway, what were you saying about being worried for animation team?
Kind of along the same line. Like, granted, Chibi is for the most part a different team. Like, it's not always the same set of people, and same for RVB. Like, the Camp team is different from the Ruby team because, you know, there's 2D and there's 3D, and granted, like 2D
and Ruby has more of like a dedicated team.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they do have people like move around.
Yeah.
But I mean, my thing is just like volume 1, we would have to wait weeks for episodes.
Man, I swear, like this whole episode could just be called technical difficulties. I'm so sorry, chat. Aaron, what were you saying before?
Wait, so are we live or?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, everyone. Like, I thought if anything, like I lost connection to you, because first thing what happened was you froze, and then I checked OBS, everything was still running on my laptop, things were still running, and then all of a sudden on my laptop it said you lost internet connection, and then OBS was like, hey, you disconnected from the server. And then I hurry and run out. I'm like, hey, Mom, did you unplug something? She's like, oh, yeah, I did. I had to plug in my phone charger. And then I look, I'm like, you just unplugged our internet. So, yeah, I'm so sorry, everyone. But what were you talking about before all that happened?
My deep concern for Kruby.
Yes, okay.
So, like, they're all doing a lot of work, and, like, last year they were mostly finished, but they still hadn't entirely finished the fight for the for chapter 1 of volume 3, facing against Team Auburn. And like it was a miracle that with the new program, especially, they already had a trailer done for volume 4. So the fact that we had the end of volume 3, and then immediately Ruby Chibi, then immediately volume 4, then more Chibi, then more volume 5. I'm really concerned for the animation team. And part of that is because
Yeah.
I feel like they should be getting more of a break. And like I realize that most anime, comes out once a week, like it's always regular, like never skipping a week, but they're usually bigger teams. They're like huge studios producing these mainstream anime. I feel
Yeah.
like the animators need some time, like 1 week, 2 weeks off for Christmas. You know how I mean?
Yeah, yeah. They're
So
just
I'm just
constantly working.
yeah, and it's like, oh, you poor children. Like I'm actually asking my mom to send over my stuff so I can finish their thank you gift earlier because
Hmm.
I'm really hoping that I can get here soon so I can get it to them before Volume 5. Like I'm so like I feel like I need to go like drive down to Austin and just be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I just want to give all of them like a really big hug at RTX and just like say thank you in person. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
just
but like I know that Kim said that she animated around 16, 17 minutes of Ruby Volume 4. Like that's a lot.
yeah, that's a crap ton.
Like that's a lot. Also, I don't know if we're actually on YouTube because I'm trying to refresh the page and it's just saying the video's not available.
Wait, is it?
It's saying that the video's unavailable, at least for me.
Hold on. I'm refreshing the stream on my laptop.
Okay.
Says we're fine.
Okay, it's just not letting me view it then.
Yeah,
But
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
chat. But like that's a lot. Like
Mhm.
people, I know that I always end up having like a weekly an Aaron animation rant, an Aaronmation rant,
Yeah.
but it's so much fucking work.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, like, you understand a lot more than I do. So,
Like it takes a lot of time and a lot of planning. Like even if you don't go through the all of the steps for the entire show, for every episode, there's still writing, rewriting, storyboarding, any
mhm.
additional modeling, and then you have to do background creations and concept art, which can take a really long time to get something that you really want and something that you're proud of.
Mhm.
And that's not even talking about the process of actually animating it. They
Yeah.
have to hand key people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they had like particle effects and simulators and I always forget the exact word whenever I bring it up. When they were using Poser, that was like, oh, if you're walking this direction, the cape will do this, and you only needed to change it if it was going to be acting different, or if there was other input.
Mhm.
But that's not really how you do it in Maya, unless you decide to go
Yeah.
all Pixar and write like 600,000 lines of code.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't for Maya, you have to like custom like do the cape yourself,
hmm
which that is hard.
and
The
like
cape
it's not just plain capes, because God, for like in the world of Remnant, you've got to be capable. You've got to come with that. Like
Yeah.
Ruby's cape is one thing. Ren has like two sets of cape tails. There's like two in the front and two in the
Mhm.
back, and you have Nora's half jacket, and you have Jean's waterfall ass cape,
Yeah.
and and then we have Salem's whole god awful black veiled bride's murder wedding train. Like that takes time, not forgetting like that you have to do hair and different facial expressions, that
Yeah.
you're able to do more within Maya than you can do within Poser, that can allow for more expression and different effects, and then all of the
And
effects
then
work on top of it.
shades. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lots of work and lots of effort, and like I don't even know how many all-nighters. Like I think Brian said what he ended up putting like 2, 3 all-nighters before Ruby 4 came out.
Yeah, yeah, and I keep seeing like I always feel bad when I see his tweets because it's like, well, if I get home from work at a decent time tonight, I'm like, I'm so sorry, but thank you. You know, it's
I just feel like I understand that it's crunch time for Ruby, especially right now, because it's the end of
Mhm.
the season.
Yeah,
Like that's when everything's hectic, regardless of whether or not you've had breaks before. But I feel like,
yeah.
especially like around Christmas, that they should have gotten more time off. Because
Oh yeah, dude,
like the
that
episode
made
came
me
out on
mad.
Christmas
Like
Eve.
hearing how much they were working during
Yeah, like
Christmas.
I'm still a little bitter, honestly. Like I realized that like I feel like the episode was gonna come out on Christmas Eve. I feel like it's the holiday season. Like we can miss a week. Shows take holiday breaks. It happens. Just let Kirby go home and be with their families.
Yeah, and well, I feel like, I think they talked about on the RT podcast,
I am
but it
not
was like
that.
it was like around Christmas time. It wasn't just like the animation team. It was like almost the whole company was still working really hard through Christmas
Mhm.
time, and a lot of it had to do with like people like the fandom, Rooster Teeth fandom as a whole, complaining about like, oh, we're gonna miss like a few days of content, And so they're like, yeah, so here we're making an extra podcast, which was basically just showing like highlights from the year, and like they did all this like extra stuff to make sure they still had work to put up during like the Christmas weekend and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
It's
I wish...
appreciated, but treat yourselves.
Yeah, I just like felt so bad, but like animation team was like, you know, they put in like a lot of hours of work, and like it's one thing to do like live action, whereas like, oh, like once you have something filmed, it's filmed, but animation is like, okay, to get the equivalent of something live action filmed, you need to start from like framework upward, and then it's like, well, who knows if someone's gonna glitch, and we're gonna have to figure out what made that animation glitch, and we have to go back and
when
fix
the rig breaks. Am I right?
it. Yeah, so it's like animation does like layers on top of what live action usually has to do, and
Like-
regardless, live action's still really hard. Like being an actor, I know how much you could like just screw up on your lines. Or like if you're like if you're someone like me and you say your line just slightly different, you like, oh crap, and then you just ruin everything because you just said oh crap. But yeah, I feel so bad for animation team.
I feel like I honestly am just kind of like, spring break. Can I drive down to Austin and just be like, hi, we're
Hey,
sorry.
hey,
Just drops off like 30 pounds of chocolate. Love you.
After Potter World, right? If you're gonna head to Austin right after Potter World, I'll just go with you. They're like, hey, I know there's Disney World, but consider this animation team.
Like I feel like I know I say this every week, but the animation team I feel like deserves a lot more credit than they're really given. Because like when people talk about Ruby, they're like, oh man, like they talk about you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because a lot of the people working on it are behind the scenes, and it's like these are the real fucking heroes, guys. These are people putting in hours and slaving over computers for days at a time, like.
And you don't get to see their faces in most things, like the voice actors. The voice actors, you know, like Miles and Carrie, you see them in fan service shows a lot of the animation team. You said,
Yeah. Like whenever there's an RT Life where I see an animator that I recognize, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That you. I feel like a proud parent, even though like if I don't know them, I just know of them. I'm like, takes screenshot, puts in wallet, shows it to everyone I know and love.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I love the animation team, and like it always makes me happy when I see Brian or someone from the animation team commenting on VYTALCast or on a reaction video being like, hey, like even if they're just saying hi, which Brian usually will just say hi. But it's like, hey, like I hope you're doing well. Like thank you so much for working on what you do. I feel like a fanboy too much towards them, but
No, I feel you. I feel you.
yeah, but you're at the point where like you're playing video games with the animation team. I'm just like,
It was like
if I'm lucky to be graced with their presence somehow, then I'm like, yay. But no, you were talking to one of them about Voltron, so shut your face about that. But you know, I mean, it's really cool. So
like, there's just I feel like unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that you see on the internet with people talking about shows like Ruby, it's like people will be discussing what they don't like a lot of the time, or like, oh, I didn't like how this was, instead of talking about
something like that just happened on the Utah Rooster Teeth community page.
Really?
Yeah. Someone said, is it just me? Or, hold on. I'm gonna read it exactly, because I don't want to get it wrong.
Am I gonna get pissed?
Probably.
That's my secret, David. I'm always angry.
Yeah, okay, let's see.
I'm already like messing with my dice in preparation to calm myself down.
Yeah, so this guy, he's like, alright, I want to get other people's opinions on this one. Do you guys think Ruby Volume 4 is just as ... awful as I think it is, or am I just too cynical? And I'm like, you sir are too cynical. Like, like everyone pretty much said it's different. Like they're like, well, it's different, you know, like in a lot of ways. They're using Myra. The writing is different because it's more like all the characters as individuals as compared to being a team. We have multiple plots going on at the same time instead of...
Which is appreciated.
Yeah, which is appreciated. And it's appreciated, but it's also kind of a kryptonite to the season as well. Because it's like by the time we get really invested into one plot, it switches to another plot, which for a show like Game of Thrones, where you have like a whole hour to watch the show, you get more of that, and like you could for the most part feel fine. But we're getting like 18 minutes at most where it's like, oh, I'm really getting into what's happening with Blake. Oh, now we're back to Weiss, and then like right when you're getting invested in Weiss, episode's over, and you're like, oh. But once it's in like movie form, it'll be fixed. But episodically,
I still get invested in it. It's like, because it'll end. I feel like that's just part of how the show is. It's like it'll end and it'll be like, shit, I'm invested in Blake. Now I'm gonna think about nothing but Blake for the rest of the week, which we've had this experience. Like we've been thinking about Nora and Ren the whole week.
So in a way, crying over them over the week at work. Like
that Boop rendition. I apologize to anyone watching my video. I straight up started singing Boop because I was playing it on loop before I went into the reaction, and then it came on and I was like, never knew time.
Well, I was more like whimpering the song. I was like, yeah, I was doing more like the beginning of the song. I was like, just kind of like crying, like, because that is when the tears broke out for me.
I didn't cry.
I wasn't like flat out crying, but I started to have tears go into my eyes, and I think they might have started coming down. I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part of my editing process.
My heart just flat out hurt. I was like, oh god, my children.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I think Nora's gonna die this volume, and I'm sitting here just like, please don't let me lose another redheaded fave in 2 seasons. I will not survive the winter.
Dude, if Nora dies, I'm gonna be like so depressed. Like, Nora is like one of those characters. I mean, I said this about Pyrrha too, but it's more like a they better be alive on the last episode. Like,
yeah, you said those exact words to me.
Yeah, I just don't want them to be dead, and like I consider these characters like a friend, even though they don't know who I am, and like I don't know, and like I relate to them so much, and it's just if they die, I feel like I'm watching myself die in a sense. It's just.
Do you mean my chapter 12 reaction
of Pyrrha? Yeah, I'm so sorry.
God.
That must have been weird. That'd be like looking in the mirror and seeing yourself be shot by an arrow.
Shot through the heart.
And John's too late. But
I was thinking flat out you're to blame. Points at RT.
True. Yeah. I just don't want people to die. Like Sun, I may be okay. Like if anyone's to die this volume, I'd rather have Sun die out of all the potential people to die. But that's the thing. He's like the least likely to die, probably.
Not the least likely, but
in this volume,
the least likely person to die in this volume is one of the 2 fondest children running around on the boat back from episode 3.
Well, I'm just saying, like the ones with like possible death flags on them right now. I think Sun is the safest.
I also had like the greatest idea.
What?
It's just the scene from The Incredibles after the plane crashes and they're just in the water, just like one of the
dead. I'm dead.
If the boat survives, but like they got knocked off, and the kids are like, "I'm dead. We survived, but we're dead."
But, yeah, that's pretty much how I'm gonna be if anyone dies. If Nora dies, I'm gonna be like, I'm dead.
Even if nobody dies.
Yeah, or yeah.
Like a new movie episode comes out, and I'm like, we're dead. We survived, but we're dead. Oh my god, that's literally Nora and Ren in episode 10.
Oh no, you did not just go there.
Okay, but actually that brings me back to something I was thinking about with Nora. It's very important to remember that Nora was an orphan before Ren.
Oh, yeah. Whereas, like, I had the impression it was the other way around.
I think almost everyone did.
Yeah.
Like, no, and that explains Nora's reaction, too, because when I was watching, I was like, wait, if Nora's from this place, why would she be holding her head rocking back and forth when she heard the alarms in Volume 2? And it's like, that's because that wasn't her home. She was from another place that probably had the same that had the siren system.
Yeah.
Sirens, Media Grimm, losing her family, and then she's alone, an orphan, and scrounging to survive, and she finally gets to Kuroyuri, and she's like, okay, I can kind of survive here off of moldy bread, and I'm being beat up by kids, but I mean, I'm alive, and then it happens again.
Yeah.
How could this happen to me?
Okay, you're just making so many song references today. This episode's gonna be owned by like 10 different companies because of you.
It's a first edition, so it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I know. I'm
it's like
kidding.
if I brought out a kazoo and did the Ruby theme song, which I'm really tempted to do.
Please do. Anyway, but like, it's just I keep having what I'm gonna say and then it escapes me. I'm blaming the cupcake, guys. Okay, so at work I had a bad cupcake and it's been like destroying my digestive system ever since. And yeah, anyway, Nora, I just want her to be happy. Oh, I remember what I was gonna talk about was with people thinking that Ren was the orphan, and then Nora still had the family. Aaron, are you still there? Aaron? Hold on. Aaron? Aaron, where'd you go? Aaron, hold on, I'm switching to a lone cast. I don't know what happened with Aaron. Wait, hold on. What? Join call. Where is the call? How do I join the call? How? Hold on, they're messaging me. I don't know how to join the call. They were talking about joining the call. Oh, wait. Okay. Found it. Okay, you guys are okay?
There we go. Yeah.
Hey, okay, I can switch it to the guest cast. King is back. King is back.
All right.
Did you just say cast?
Okay.
King.
I think you did. It's almost like Camp.
Team?
All right.
Okay, I'm
Team.
also appreciate
Hey guys, our guest is back.
I'm hoping to appreciate the lanyards that all of like I keep calling them the crewbie, even though I know that's not the whole animation team. That all the lanyards that RT Animation has, like the people who work on Ruby have crewbie, which is ingenious, and I love explaining it to people. People who work on Camp have team, which fills me with endless joy.
See, that one I didn't catch on to.
Like I didn't notice it until
Wait,
I saw Issa RTX, and I was like, team, that's so cute.
I feel like I'm in a different conversation because I was just talking about Ren and Nora, and then all of a sudden you guys are talking about lanyards.
It's because we thought you said cast, so.
Yeah, we thought you said cast, so that's where all the team, and then that became
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
fun.
I want to apologize to everybody for my absence and my utter frustration about everything.
Hey.
Turns out I was really dumb and didn't pay the bill, so I've been fighting it over nothing.
Oh, well, hey, in the middle of VYTALCast, my mom accidentally unplugged our internet. And so, like, Aaron is mid-sentence, and all of a sudden she freezes. I'm like, Aaron. And then I just see my internet connection, like, disconnect from everything. I'm like, what happened?
I did rant about animation, too.
I was so confused because I thought, like, the power went out, but I'm like, but the lights are still on. So I've run out, and my mom unplugged the internet, and I'm like, oh. Okay, so then I frantically tweeted out and tried to message everywhere to say that.
Wait, is the stream still good for you? Because someone's tweeting at me saying that the video is private.
I mean,
no.
I'm seeing it
Okay.
Okay.
They are talking about the archive of the first half of the stream.
Okay.
Don't pay your bills, King of Lame 2017. Thank you, Chris.
I just saw that in the chat.
I'm gonna try to access the chat.
Chris is my PR guy for me to become president one day.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'll vote for you.
Why, thank you.
Yeah,
I've already put a cap on it. We have at least 3 quotes to make. So far, we've made 1.
Cool.
You can always just be like my Overwatch streams where you just start swearing incoherently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
those are not my finest moments.
She at least gets to play the game sometimes, so
I got it like 3 times in a row last night, so I think I'm doing okay.
I got it once by pissing off Kai.
I got it twice as Widow, so.
Nice. I was playing Torb, so
Wow. Oh my god.
I was just being annoying.
You're a
Yes.
Toblerone.
I like it when I get play the game as Lucio, because everyone's just like, how? Anyway,
I like getting it as Widow, Tracer, or Far, because everyone's like, oh, that character's so useless. Why are you playing as them? And then you get POG, and it's like, say that to my face, fucker, not online.
I know you hate him, Kai. I know you hate him.
All right, so
I'm checking out the chat, and it's just like vote lame for president. I
Yay.
lamely vote for you, Your Majesty.
Yeah. Okay.
President King of. That's nice. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So, can we go to back to Ruby when I was
Yes,
in my
please.
because I'm just
Please.
sitting here like
I've missed all of this,
No,
and I've
yeah.
been hyped as hell for it.
Dude, I am so sorry. We could have you on again next week to make up for
I
what
would
happened
love
this
that.
week. Because that's what I was trying to
really
say
would.
when you were like very laggy and in a different time bubble from us. So
Yeah.
Oh, can we take a brief moment to talk about Ren's dad?
Hanzo dad?
yeah.
Hanzo
Yes.
dad! I saw so many comics that were like, his dad running with Ren. It was like, lie.
Connor's
I'm,
got it.
I'm giving you to your uncle. He'll take care of you. It's like, no, father. And he's like, and he's like, Uncle Genji will protect you. But I feel like he has
It
like,
would've- Yeah, so it would have been perfect.
I feel like he kind of has the Koda vibe from Avatar: Last Airbender, which I realize
Yeah.
I'm referencing all the time this episode, where it's like you see Katara and Sokka's dad, and you're like, he doesn't quite look old enough to be a dad, but okay. And then like half the people watching the show are like, damn, I'd date that dad, and everyone's like, he is a father.
Exactly. Like, stamp DILF.
Everyone on the internet was like, ooh, Ren's dad, and I'm like, stop being thirsty.
Wow, this
Connor
is
was,
all
like,
new to
controlled
me.
with a 98%.
It's almost a 98.
What? What? Okay, Aaron,
Connor
Richard.
got play of the game with that one.
You know what? What if Ren's dad was the one that put Ironwood in a robot body?
Oh.
If you think about it, Ren's weapon
Speaking,
is Genji-ish.
Hmm.
Genji-ish?
Yeah.
it is kind of Genji-ish. Like, speaking of Ironwood, though, I'm starting to get gray hair, and I'm getting it right where Ironwood's is.
No.
So I'm just like, a couple more years, and I can really pull off Ironwood legitimately.
Oh man.
You can do what I did for Shiro and use a wig.
Yeah, there we go. I have a little bit of white coming in, so.
Oh man. You must
I
be
kind of
stressed.
scared of my Shiro wig actually, because it has like
Oh,
the
yeah.
white tuft. So I'd be like, "Hi, Koma," and she'd just be like,
Well,
I "Take off the white
Flame
part."
wood. Yeah.
people are saying, yeah, everyone's thirsty for the
Like
dad.
everyone's
Yeah.
thirsty over Ironwood and Ren's dad. I haven't seen anyone thirsting over Taiyang, and I'm like, it's the dad shoes, isn't it?
Hey,
It's the dad-
I will thirst after Tai Yang.
Oh man,
How about that?
you're taking one for the team.
I will, because Tai Yang is exactly the dad that I feel I would be. Except for I would throw more puns and dad jokes out there. I even have dad shoes.
You know, I thought you were gonna say I'd throw more punches. Like I thought you were gonna say that.
punches. Yes,
If you
I would throw more
cosplay
punches.
Taiyang at RTX, I need to bring my Yang or my Ruby.
I'll do it. I will change my Volume 4 Yang to Tai Yang.
No, do whatever you want. Live your life, man. I'm not
Like I have like 7 that are already popping around in my head, like a Grim Yang, Volume 4 Yang, Ironwood, Volume 3, Damaged Ironwood.
No, I feel you. I
Like-
feel you. I have my. I have
I'm for the
2
blonde dads.
I'm just gonna go as John.
I have 2 AU Puras I could do. I have Ruby. I have V4 of all of Team Ruby. I have Nora. Oh, there's also Gwen and Nikki and Space Kid.
So
Yeah.
it's just a question on who is Aaron not going to cosplay.
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Erin won't be cosplaying herself.
That is true.
True.
I will not.
Although it's weird that like Aaron and I actually met each other on RTX on the one day that we did
Yeah.
not cosplay.
The one day I didn't do it because my armor had slipped and had given me a pretty bad bruise on my shin.
Oh.
So I was like, nope, I'm not wearing 4-inch heels today. I'm not wearing armor. I'm just gonna walk around in a free play shirt. I don't care.
Yeah, and me, I was like, I should probably not be dressed up as John all 3 days. And then like we met and we're like, hey, you're a cool person. And then it's like, oh, you were cosplaying as Pyrrha? I was cosplaying as John. Man, we missed a really good photo opportunity yesterday.
In my
Oh,
defense, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, in my defense, I was actually only gonna be Pyrrha for one day, and then I missed the Ruby panel, and I was gonna be Carolina on Saturday, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna go. It's like now something came up, and I was like, oh, I can go to the Ruby panel. You know what that means? Pyrrha Nikos activate. But like, I was Pyrrha at the beginning of Sunday though.
Were you?
Yeah, because that's when I had my sighting with Shannon and Jen.
Oh.
So you missed must be the 1 hour I wasn't Pyrrha.
Connor says Aaron cosplay as RTX.
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay, someone wants to do the shopkeeper. I'm not gonna lie, I've actually been scheming that.
Wait,
for a while.
shopkeeper?
Yeah.
No,
like,
Aaron.
Probably,
No.
there's probably a version of it because I don't like dealing with bald caps.
Yeah, but Aaron,
I just
no.
walk around going, "Where are my cabbages?"
I
But
don't
my
want an
God.
old man Aaron. I want
Well,
young Aaron.
you can tell somebody to get off
Okay,
the lawn.
old man Aaron can walk around and tell people to get off her lawn,
I can
no
do
matter
it
where it
all
is.
place. It's so much fun.
Get off my lawn!
Back in my day, we had to wait 3 weeks for a Ruby video.
There's not a day that goes by. There's not a day that goes by that I didn't have to wait.
I remember watching the Red trailer and going, "What the heck is this?"
I'm watching the Red trailer and literally having my life like a line.
My roommate decided to try and spy on me through my window.
I
Wait,
feel that.
they want me to cosplay as a Red 7? What?
I don't know. Wait, hold on.
I feel like I know the reference, but I'm not entirely sure.
Are they
Aaron-
talking about, but like maybe Aaron dresses up as like the 1 and then I'm the 7 for like 17, like RTX 17? I
Oh,
don't know.
yep.
Oh, okay, all right, I get it now.
Yeah.
Someone says cosplay Tyrion. Low key, I already have a design done.
I've been thinking about that as well, but like, I don't know.
My friend Neil is cosplaying Tyrion. So, like, I've been trying to give him tips to help on his Reese cosplay. So I'm like, maybe if I could do Tyrion one day. I definitely do have enough Scorpion reference. And then someone says, I won't cosplay Adam Taurus. Bitch, I got an embroidery machine. I want to test out that embroidery.
I have for Volume 4 Yang. I have 3 patches I need to make. I need to make the 3 Ursa patch. I need to make her the family. What I'm guessing is the family patch on her left arm. Then I need to make her Burning Heart patch. Unfortunately, I don't have the embroidery stuff, so I'm about to start looking into places where I can get it. And sewing is entirely new for me.
Oh, dude,
Haven't
good
said-
luck. In my sewing
God.
class, it took me an entire class period just to thread the machine. And then they're like, well, you have no time to work on your assignment now. Please put away all your stuff. But I just got it together.
Liza's roommates, Lame 2017. There we go, Chris. We made 3.
I sewed my Pura top in under 3 hours.
Well,
the
You
entire
either
thing.
A, took speed, B, have a ability that nobody else has seen before, or 3, don't have, I don't know 3, but 2.
Well, like armor is my specialty.
well,
I
3,
don't know
she's
what to
actually Pura Nikos, and she's like, I already know how to make this.
do. Not true. Half the studs fell off the side because those were hot glued onto my body.
Ouch.
Wait, Call Dragon, has anyone ran into any of the crow doesn't turn to crow people?
Oh,
Portal 64 and the King of Lame reminds me of flat earthers.
no.
Now, granted,
I
granted,
think
I
Crow
used
turned
to
into
not
an
think-
actual crow. I was
at first, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
was always on the train that Crow turned into an actual crow. I never thought otherwise. Although, like, I know there's Jack, one man band, and I think even Arnold are still on that bus where thinking he does not still. And I'm like, we pretty much saw him turn into the crow. Like, there should be no denying. But I was always
Okay.
on the he turns into the crow since the finale of Volume 3. I was like, he turned into a crow. I just don't get how people could think otherwise.
And now I will admit, I was not willing to actually accept it for a while, despite the stuff we saw at the end of Volume 3. I was sitting there and I was just like, okay, that's entirely possible. I'm not saying it's not,
Uh-huh.
but I wanted to have a bit more definitive proof because from everything we were seeing so far, if he was able to turn to a crow, then if the hereditary thing, the hereditary semblance is like what you were talking about before, David, that would mean that Raven would have to be able to turn to a crow if it was hereditary. Not saying it was.
Yeah.
If that was the case, how is she able to do portals?
Yeah,
How
I
she
think
able
Raven
to-
turns into a
And
raven.
It was a convoluted idea process that I had going on that really didn't make a lot of sense looking back at it now. But when in my reaction to
the
when
chapter where Crow...
yes,
Yeah.
to that chapter when Crow flew across, I was like, yes, now we have like legitimate 100% proof. You cannot deny this.
What if
That
I
is a
told you
fair-
there's still people denying it just after that episode?
there are legitimately people that believe that vaccinations don't cure things and that they cause autism. There are also flat earthers that are still out there, so
Yeah.
that entirely does not shock me.
And people
I
who
have the
think a wall will make a
receipts. What?
difference. Okay, sorry.
Okay, this is political.
Sorry, I was just.
It's okay. It's okay. Like, I have I put up. Someone was like, "Do you believe Crow can actually turn into a bird?" And I put up my chapter 12 reaction, and you can see at the very end, I'm like, "Shit, is he a bird?" And I'm like, I knew.
Well, if you look in terms of like Crow and birds and all that jazz, throughout Volume 3, whenever Crow is seen walking around, specifically when he's walking with Pyrrha and the crew, he's walking like a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Like with his hands in his pocket.
It
And I've
makes
been
me
trying to
happy.
emulate that. He like has that shuffle that a crow does.
Oh man, I
It
never
makes me
noticed
really
that.
happy.
What the heck?
It's
went to-
actually kind of cute.
What
It's
the heck? I'm gonna have to
adorable.
check it out.
I want you guys to imagine baby Crow with really floofy hair doing that. And then just hold that image in your head and enjoy those extra 5 years on your life.
Yeah,
I
and then
wanna
like
do that.
Raven pushing him out of a bunk bed. She's like, fly.
I love how half
From
the
the
people yelling at me to cosplay things.
from the chat, we have the Red 7 that they mentioned before was from the Uno movie.
Oh. Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
That's what it was in reference to. So, Terry Wimberly, thank you for clarifying that. Had
Yeah,
no idea.
thank you.
I've seen part of it. I haven't sat down to watch it all. I'm
Dude,
terrible about it.
Red 7 was just hilarious because they kept switching the card. Like, anyway, it was just really funny.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Yeah, the No just like had a video last night about Deadpool being snubbed for the Oscars, and they were talking about like how like what was it? It was the movie on Mars. What was it?
The Martian?
The Martian. Yeah, how like that won Best Comedy or something like that.
What?
And they're like, it wasn't even a comedy. Like, sure, it had funny moments, but
No,
it was
it
not a
wasn't.
comedy.
I mean, the book was a comedy, but like
Really?
Yeah, the
it.
book had
I
a
heard-
lot more
Yeah,
comedic.
the book was
Oh.
great. You find out what half his snarky comments are like.
Okay.
He
I'll...
types out boobs and sends it.
Yeah.
It's like work. It's like what you're saying is being broadcast to the whole world. Try to keep it clean. And he's like, look, here's a pair of boobs. Parenthesis, period. Parenthesis, parenthesis, period. And everyone's just like,
Oh man, that's awesome. But anyway, so like I made a joke in the comment section of the Nose episode last night saying, "But did Uno the movie get its nomination for best drama?" Which because technically it could have been counted as the drama because everyone's like, "I just want to go home."
It's just
Like-
what it's done and over.
like after 30 minutes into the Uno the movie, everyone's like, I just want to go home. And then like Ryan actually had to go home and he got replaced by Jack. Like it was
I really need to watch this.
oh man, it was hilarious. I was
It's
Snapchatting you
great.
during the entire time, wasn't I?
Yeah, but I think I was working on a project.
Yeah, and I was like, someone finally won the game.
Like, I don't even have time to watch the podcast half the time. I had a project due. I finally
Later, Carp.
finished. What?
Sorry, Carp was saying he was leaving.
Oh,
I
okay.
finally started watching fan service. I watched all of the pre-pilots when
Mhm.
they came out, and then I got to school, and now it's like, I have my drawing midterm
Yeah.
due. I'm gonna put on fan service number 1 in
You
the
know,
background.
Yeah.
I actually today downloaded the first 3 episodes, the audio, because
So
they give
yelled
you
at
an
you
audio
after
download
school.
link, and I was trying to sync my phone to iTunes over Wi-Fi, and it was taking a lot longer than I expected it to, so I didn't get them switched onto my phone by the
Aw.
time I had to leave to work, because I was gonna listen to it while I was
Yeah.
at work, and yeah, it didn't work out. But someone said, okay, Terry Wimberly said Aaron should cosplay as David, and David should cosplay as Aaron.
Okay.
I just have to borrow your Pyrrha wig for a day, pretty much.
They also said the
You
same.
should just cosplay from Camp Camp, which I'm.
They said the same thing about Aaron and myself. So I'm just like, I think I might be able to pull off red hair, but I don't know. I mean, I am pale enough, so I think I'd be able to.
Ouch.
It's
but-
funny because I'm Hispanic,
Yeah.
so I'm actually darker most of the time.
I just mean in terms of red-haired people.
Oh yeah, okay. I had to dye my hair. I'm gonna fall over here. But
Alright.
like, VYTALCast.
Yeah.
I'm.
Were you
I
talking
keep-
about fan service? Did you mean?
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth's VYTALCast airs every Friday.
Yeah.
I keep getting those things too confused, and I know that they're different.
Aaron
but I feel like-
literally texted me earlier saying earlier this week saying, "You know what's awesome? VYTALCast, and then like immediately was
Yeah,
like,
it
wait,
is.
I mean fan service, and I was like, oh, I thought you were really excited for
Well,
VYTALCast.
I love VYTALCast.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I haven't seen all of it. It's great because like I always like I don't get to talk to Issa much, so whenever I see her, I'm like, oh my god, it's Issa! Holy shit!
Yeah.
So it's like they were doing like favorite and like anime shot to get to one person's heart, and it was Carrie's week, and the first one up was Miles and 10 little roosters in the ruby dress,
Yeah.
and everyone started dying, myself included.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
like
sorry. Cal Drogan in the chat was
Yeah.
saying, what are the odds we either see John Semblance or Ruby Silver Eyes? According to Kruby, we've already seen his semblance.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's really just like having it, kind of like with the crow being a crow
Well,
thing.
I think they need more is we're going to see it
Right.
specifically when they attack that Grim. that
Yeah,
I
they're
agree.
Okay, if we'll see it specifically, I sure hope so, because I would love to see whether we're kind of right on it being like a stat boost for team members or like some sort of.
I don't think so.
Mm.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't, because like Grim Eclipse itself has proven that not all the semblances in the game are the same as in real life. Because Ren's semblance in the game is like how to be super Naruto.
Teleportation.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
oh, that's-
I have yet to play as Ren, and I haven't played it in a long time, so I forgot a lot
Ren's
of
a
their
bit
powers.
of a beast. Ren's a bit of
Okay.
a beast. He's more of a solo targeting character, though.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
like I was playing with my friend as Ren, and I'm taking down people as Pyrrha, and I'm like moving, and I'm sprinting, and he's walking normally, and he's outrunning me, and I'm like, fuck you.
What?
Ren's just a very fast character.
He
and I'm
is.
Just like, shit.
He's the fastest of all the characters in the game. His ground dash is the fastest out of anyone.
And
Wow.
His air dash sucks.
all
Oh.
of the air dashes
You know-
are kind of.
Nope.
Hey,
Yang's is good.
Okay,
Yang's
I
is
don't play as
Yang
I'm
looks
I'm
like
not
she's riding a
close to-
broom when you air dash.
good.
When you-
I
That's true.
I play as like Pyrrha
Huh?
and Blake, and Pyrrha.
Uh-huh.
So
that's fine.
Speaking of Jean's semblance, though, I've actually had this idea in my head of what might happen, and I'm kind of hoping it goes like this in the sense of, so the Nuck attacks, and then Ren and Nora jump in to try and help defend Crow, and they fight alongside Ruby and Jean, and they try and kick its ass. Unfortunately, it's way too powerful for them. So, and this is where it branches off. Either one of two things happens. One, a maiden shows up, because due to the Nuck's lore, it has to do with the seasons. It
Oh.
hides in caves and stuff out of fresh rainwater. So what I'm thinking, it's either, and it waits for summer to come through.
Okay.
The mither of the sea is associated with the summer wind and everything. So what I think is going-
Mayflowers, spring showers, Mayflowers.
So what I'm thinking might end up happening is one of the maidens is going to show up. Maybe it's going to be winter. Maybe it's going to be spring. Bring rainwater with her to drive it back. So if that doesn't happen, I want them to get to a point to where if Jean's semblance is invulnerability or some type of reflective bounce back, like a mirror force in a way, I think he's going to end up being the block between them in a way that everybody can escape. So he ends up activating his semblance either by his own choice or by accident, causes the massive attack to backlash, and gives him just enough time to escape.
You just put like a visual idea in my head of what a possible scene could be, and oh shit.
Right.
Well, I had two different ideas of like how things will go down with that Grim, and they were actually very different from that.
Go ahead.
One of them was Nora and Ren come in and they're actually able to take down the Grim, and they kind of have like their big revenge / redemption thing.
Mhm.
Or Ren, like they kind of try to run away from it, and Ren uses his semblance on the entire group, and which will be very taxing on him. So Ranger will be like another person down, but you know they were saved from the Grim, and like it just like ignores them and leaves them because it can't sense their presence.
I don't think that could actually happen because, like, thinking back to Emerald, she was like, one mind I can do, but two minds is a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sharing it with one person, it's like sharing with two people is hard enough. So, sharing it amongst like five, I don't think would essentially be plausible.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just comparing
Yeah.
it to when like
No,
Carolina used the bubble shield
Oh yeah.
and stuff, where like, oh man, she was able to pull it off, but Epsilon
Mhm.
was like dead after that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm saying with like
Mhm.
Ren is like he's able to pull it off for like a short amount of time, and it was enough time to save them, but he's gonna be like out of commission, and danger could still very much come up, and they're gonna need him. But just like Crow, he's kind of down and out.
See, my thinking was kind of a throwback to Volume 1, actually, when Jean and Cardin get into a fight, and Jean's just like, hit me. I don't care anymore. You're not touching my team.
Mhm.
And when he punches in and he gets shocked back. But kind of like a variation of that, we're kind of a moment where Ranger knows they're kind of fucked right now. It's like, okay, we can't beat this.
Mhm.
Crow is unconscious / possibly dying. Everyone's already tired. So, like, what happens is kind of they just need to get out of there as fast as possible. And maybe Jean tries to take a hit or tries to block a hit, almost kind of. Oh, shit. Shit.
What?
That was foreshadowing, I swear to fucking God.
Wait.
Hadley.
Sorry, I realized I just like skipped ahead.
I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying.
No,
much
I
attention.
yeah,
I was replying to a couple things.
Okay, so Volume 1, Jean's first big kill was the Beowulf, or was it? No, it was the Ursa.
The
It was
Ursa, yeah.
the Ursa.
The Ursa Major.
Yeah, the Ursa. Yeah, thank you. Someone else has used major and minor. The Ursa, but he was going at it, and he was going to get hit.
But Pyrrha
with
saved
a
him.
little bit of assistance, his shield.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was thinking that he blocks the attack and maybe attacks it right after, and it essentially like reflects it.
Mhm.
But if everyone is right about his semblance somehow relating to Joan of Arc a little bit, which I really don't think it does, but I'm just theorizing here. It's just theory, game theory. But it could be the aspect of his semblance to be like, oh, like moving it for him, moving himself in such a way to reflect the action, thus allowing them to counter and maybe escape. Or I don't think they'll take down the Nuck. I feel like the Nuck is definitely
Too strong.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
that took down a whole village of hunters, like I love
Hey,
Team Ranger, but
Well, no, it wasn't a village of hunters. They didn't have hunters, and that's why.
I feel like they would have left some there.
Well, Ren's dad made it sound like they had no hunters in the village at all, and he was basically like the closest thing to.
No, his dad was a hunter, like certified.
Was he?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he
I
was.
mean-
His mom was like, now your father's been gone for a long time. Like he's been out on a hunting, like I think for a long time. So it was kind of like.
Like that could. I'm not saying it's not, but it could just be him being a legitimate hunter.
True.
Yeah,
You never know
yeah.
unless
Like
the rep-
that was the impression I had. Was like he was a fighter, but he was not at the skill of like the hunters that graduate from Beacon or even the students at Beacon.
I mean, I still. Primarily, what I'm saying is just like throwback to Volume 1. If that whole thing with the shield going up
Mm-hmm.
to block that attack and allowing them to accomplish an ultimate goal, if that happens again in Chapter 12, and like the big like whole thing with Chapter 12 is like hit after hit after hit of, oh, there's Hazel's Faunus trait, and oh shit, there's Jean's semblance, and Crow is dead, ? Yang is punching someone, ? We don't know. Schnee family coup, but like it would. I feel like that could be what happens. Like
Okay.
and if that's foreshadowing, like if Blake's ninja fan fiction can be foreshadowing, I think that's
The Man with Two Souls. Yeah.
Yes.
So like you're saying like Pyrrha inside him helped
Not even
out?
necessarily, but it's like that whole scene of like a friendly and familiar, but technically somewhat outside force, which in this case could be his unfamiliar and unlocked semblance.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, if
'Cause
Pyrrha's not gonna complain.
Because my other guess was like, oh, like Pyrrha's crown being in his shield, helping out somehow, or like they do some sort of weird, like symbolism. And
I'm not gonna lie, I got like a perfect
Wait.
like screen grab art image. What?
someone's screaming no spoilers to me. What? Spoiling what?
Hunts SD like.
Says
What are we-
no spoilers
care
in all
to
caps.
elaborate a bit.
But like I got like a very like when I just got like a very distinct image in my head that was like Team Ranger pretty much all behind Jean. They're all running. Like Jean's in the back because he doesn't have a ranged weapon. His sword is not also a gun. Which John, get it together.
What about Ironwood? I mean, he has a gun, but I mean, it doesn't do anything else.
I love the comic where it's just like what, like sword gun, shotgun gun, blade gun,
no, just a gun.
Yeah.
But and but just like a very distinct image, like lots of fire and smoke, which is how we've pretty much only seen the thing so far. And just like this huge like wave of attack, and then just raising the shield, and there's just like it just arcs around them. And I just had like for like I picture things in my head really easily. That's why I'm at school. And just like faint shimmer of like Guardian Pura flash when it was like you know
like
I'm
a one frame she's there thing.
Not like maybe not even a frame, but like it, honestly, if she wasn't even there, like I'd be okay with it. But it's like just picturing it in my head for the first time, it was like vividly in my head that she would kind of be like, "Nope, you put your shield here and you don't die."
Yeah, kind of like a. I mean, like a only John kind of sees it. Like John's envisioning what Pyrrha would say.
Possibly, like I don't even know if she would be. I don't think she'd actually be involved in it, but I feel like that whole it would
like
be
it
the
is plausible. Yeah.
Or it's like even her training is what brought him to move the shield in that same manner.
Yeah.
All right, so, one second, guys. Hadley Peters. So right now we're talking about the next fight between the Nuclevi and Team Ranger.
Oh, Hadley. She was in the stream with me and Shad Leach playing Yu-Gi-Oh last night, but she was on Shad Leach's channel. So thank you for coming over onto my channel.
In the chat,
she was talking about that.
I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's fine, Hadley. Like you jumped in kind of when we were already going into it, so I can understand why you would be a bit confused, especially when like all three of us tend to kind of jump around a bit.
Yeah.
So,
I definitely
don't spoil Volume 9.
Don't spoil Volume 9. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Like if
you got us.
If my track record holds up, something I probably mentioned offhand spoiled like Volume 6.
Oh yeah, I mean, so for those just for people like Hadley, Erin has this like rare gift where she'll say something and then like the very next episode that something happens and it's like Erin.
Once and it was chapter 7.
No, you've been right on multiple guesses and predictions though.
I know, but chapter 7 was the only one where it was like the entire episode was right, and even then
yeah.
it was still twice
more like, yeah, but like there was something else that it happened over the week, and it was like outside of Ruby. No, it was Voltron. You said something about Voltron, and that came true. So basically, she could just like she's not allowed to watch shows without spoiling herself, and she just has to be okay knowing what's gonna happen before it happens.
I have trouble going to movies. I was sitting watching The Hobbit, and it was part 2, or I think it was part 2, it was The Desolation of Smaug, and I'm sitting here like as soon as they entered this one part, I was like, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen, and this, and this. My sister was like, shut the fuck up, I'm watching, and the exact thing happened. She just looked at me and was like, I'm disowning you. Get the fuck out of this theater. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I wanted to enjoy it too.
Yeah.
But...
Akasha just said predictions need to be positive then.
Hey, one of my predictions is that Pyrrha is wandering the wastes, so I mean...
Yeah.
That was straight after Volume 3, Chapter 12. I have the note to prove it. I wrote it like March 11th, and I was just talking about with David how it could actually fit into the plot. So, I'm not desperate.
I'm going to need to hear some of that.
Oh, well, it's funny because we talked about it when you had technical issues.
Of course. Of course you did.
We talked about the Avatar Last Airbender potential aspect of it, but that's a separate theory from the one involving the wastes that I called.
Yeah. And we showed your fan art about it, too.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't see the fan. Oh, I wasn't able to see the stream, so I didn't see any fan art.
No. I'm talking about, this was like early VYTALCast. Like maybe VYTALCast number 3 or 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. That's the one you're talking about. I thought you meant like different one. Because I have other art that's like specifically for that one, where it's like there's a background in it and everything that I never finished. Was like,
like she was in the waste and like she uses like grim armor, or she's in the waste and like her armor's more battle damaged and all that.
I'm low-key kind of bitter because I had the realization like a week ago that my design that I had for that actually wouldn't work, because when you kill Grim, their bodies
disappear.
Stay around. So I was like, shit, I can't have a Grim Skull shield or pauldron. Gotta rework this whole design.
Not necessarily. You could have it You could have fake, expensive taxidermy.
Hey, but if she's in the waste,
Yeah,
she's
she's
not
in the
gonna
waist.
find a taxidermist.
Touche.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's Salem's
Touche.
place.
No, her trick is she just like rips off fur and the masks of Grimm without actually killing them, and
'Cause
she's
it
like,
doesn't
"Hey,
say
as
that's
long
not
as
a
it's
thing."
not dead, it won't disappear."
There is one thing that like
Oh god, I just imagine like a Grimm hobbling around with like spikes and everything ripped off of its body and just like faceted onto armor and everything,
And it
it's
is-
just like limping.
And it's like
It's like-
mask ripped off too.
okay, but
Yeah.
then like if it dies later on, then it's unstable.
Yeah, then she just
Yeah.
is suddenly.
Actually, that brings two things up that I keep meaning to talk about. One, I really want to see a Grimm based off the Nemean lion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that'd be awesome, and I've seen some people talk about it, and it was like, just imagine like this giant, like kind of Goliath size, but definitely smaller Grimm that's very strongly influenced by. I don't know. I think it'd be awesome. I'm gonna draw it if nobody else does.
Okay.
But also, I want to talk about how the Nuck, which I think is a funny, adorable name for something so deadly.
Well,
Well, it's
you know
just
its
its
entire
short
name, right?
I
It's
can't
like-
pronounce it, but yes.
Okay.
It's Swedish, so it's hard.
But,
Actually,
like,
it's
among-
actually not Swedish.
Oh wait, no, it's
it's,
Scottish
No, it's
or Irish. It was an ish.
Orn something. Hang on, let me pop it up real quick.
Okay.
Continue.
okay, but is Oobleck told us that the older Grimm get, they become less mindless. He's like,
Mhm.
not every Grimm is mindless, or rather, not every Grimm is still mindless. So, like, maybe like the small little Grimm birds, or even the tusk ones are mindless, but the Goliaths, they've been around. What?
Sorry. Connor
Oh,
replied
okay.
to it.
Like the Goliaths are old enough that they know that when you attack humans, it brings more humans. So they only attack if they deem that it's truly necessary.
Mhm.
How old is the Nuck if it has reached a level of mindfulness, of consciousness, where it collects trophies from its victims?
Yeah.
Ren's father's arrow, the flag from Shion. How fucking old is this thing? And if it's that old, that means it has survived for such a long time.
Like centuries.
Centuries, like survived the Great War, survived the beginning of Remnant, like one of the first Grimm that one
Yeah.
of the brothers had created. And like that's just kind of, that's fucking terrifying.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what this Grimm really reminds me of? It reminds me of, I don't know its exact name, but like the White Walker leader in Game of Thrones.
I'm on season 2.
Well, you should have had like a glimpse of it at some point.
I've only seen the pop figures.
In season 2, but because they both wander on a horse, and it's very eerie and like very same like tone, and it's just, it chills me to my bone whenever I see like the glimpses of it, and I'm just like, this thing is old enough to probably tell other Grimm what to do. That was what I had the impression of when seeing that whole thing. I was like, that Grimm is leading this assault. Like,
It is my favorite Grimm, by the way.
it
is-
I'm thinking it might
terrifies
have been
me.
Miles too.
Like, it
It
was
is-
in my
that's what I
nightmares
think as
last
well.
night.
It is my favorite Grimm because of everything that it technically represents. One, a lot of people, bam, like my roommate is actually in the chat right now, and she just threw it up there.
Oh, the Four
it
Horsemen.
also represents all the 4 horsemen.
Oh,
So
it's probably
it's blood,
apocalypse or
it's-
war.
Its breath not only infects living creatures with disease, but it also poisons the crops and kills the crops.
Oh, so you think it represents famine?
Famine,
All of
plague,
them.
Okay, all of
every
them.
single
All right.
one, because
Which
every
would it-
single one brings death. But for war, it's the fight between the
Mhm.
humans and Faunus and the Grimm.
Which would
Mm,
make sense, especially because if you look at Kuroyuri, there's no overgrowth.
Exactly.
Nothing has grown. Everything is exactly the same as it was. And I have a feeling that Ren knew that because he was like, nope, I'm not going back there. It's like, it's one thing to just be like, nope, I'm not going back to the place my parents were killed. It's another thing, like, if you had gone back and been like, this is exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Nothing has aged. It is as if this is untouched by time. I can't, like, if there's vines over the place, you can kind of adapt. It's different. It's like a
Mhm.
different memory. But stepping into that is straight up like, oh yeah, and there's the blood stain from where my mom got crushed.
No,
Thanks.
Aaron,
Yay.
how could you?
hey, that's a memorial now. Like,
Yeah.
you can go there, you'll probably find some vintage clothing. You might be able to repurpose
I
and sell.
Gosh.
cosplay Ren's mom just because her hair is literally my hair, and I
If
can
you-
just be like,
If you do that, you need to have like giant pieces of styrofoam like beams,
Yes.
and just like we'll drop it on you.
I kind of like. I know she doesn't have a side ponytail, but I almost want to give her a side ponytail just so the anime mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Summer Rose had a side ponytail.
She probably did.
Super mom.
Yep. Every single time.
Everyone's like, you went too far, and it's like, I'm sorry.
Connor's like, it's like the Holocaust Museum.
No.
Except for, you know, this place we'd probably pillage.
Oh man. Okay. Well, with that happy thought,
We'll drop it on you. Lame 2017.
yeah.
Aaron, stop.
Yeah.
Aaron, yes.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, we've been streaming. We pretty much made like 2 VYTALcasts tonight because when the internet cut out, we were almost a full hour, and now we're almost a full hour again. So you guys are welcome. And
Yeah.
but
delay.
I want to change the tone to be a little happier and talk.
Okay, all right. We can
uh,
definitely change the tone a little bit.
Did you know that
so-
Fiber One granola bars contain 35% of your daily fiber intake?
If you
I
call
do
now,
now.
you can save 50 minutes of time with car insurance. And
Oh, okay. Well,
Shut
I was actually going to talk about the Rooster Teeth sale that ends today, and so Rooster
that their
Teeth.
shower curtains are still far too expensive.
Oh my gosh,
How am I
everyone's been
supposed
saying
to
that.
have
Yeah,
a Rooster Teeth shower curtain if they're so expensive?
yeah,
That
exactly.
the Ruby and Yang plushies are still out of stock, and so is the Pumpkin Pete's hoodie, and I'm sad
Yeah.
because I lost mine.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Nathan Benson for my birthday was very nice and gave me a $100 gift card for my birthday, and I went on a shopping spree with that because I'm like, there's a 20% sale, and the Rooster Teeth store like replied to my tweet because I'm like, I think they're. Because I was like, I think they know it's my birthday because they're doing like a 20% off sale, and then they're like, "Happy birthday, David!" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, the store just said happy birthday to me." But
I know.
Yeah.
so I went on a nice shopping spree thanks to Nathan, and I bought like the vinyl figures of Team Ruby, which are those like small little Team Rubies, and I bought Weiss and Blake as plushies. Because Ruby and Yang are sold out, as Aaron mentioned, and I'm still very bitter about them not being restocked. And I bought
for like a Ruby tiny one, a Pura tiny one. It's a Team Juniper one, but yes, continue.
yeah, and then I also bought the Chorus trilogy of Red versus Blue. So it's pretty much like this box set of Ruby Volume 1 through 3, but it's Red versus Blue, and I'm like, it'll match. It'll have a friend. And then once that Pura doll is available in the store, I'm buying 2, one for me and one for Aaron. So, and I keep saying that so Aaron doesn't buy herself one.
I knew it was coming out because like I saw it in the art in like the
Christmas,
announcement,
yeah.
And I was like, where is the Pura Nikos doll? And then I was like, okay, I guess it's not coming out. And then you were like, hey, guess what? And I was like, shit.
No, don't buy yourself one because I already plan on buying you one. So.
I kind of want to give a teaser to my Nora cosplay shoot that I'm going to do, and I know I told you about the thing that I'm going to do, but do you think I should tell the chat and get people hyped?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the thing with the hammer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You told me about the hammer. Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
Okay, so I'm no surprise I'm cosplaying Nora, Volume 4 and Volume 3, but I mostly have my Volume 4 stuff here now. And I'm making Magna Hill because they started selling the thermoplastic that I use at my school, and I'm gonna bug the sculptor kids to let me use their saw. But I had this idea after Chapter 10 came out. I really love those shots that are kind of like a worm's eye view, but like not as dramatic. Of like protagonist like looking up. It's like this. It's essentially the Attack on Titan shot.
Yeah.
But like a little bit more dramatic than that, a little more steep than that. It's like that. With my Nora cosplay and with Magna Hill, but all of the focus isn't on the cosplay itself. It's actually on a small version of the wooden hammer that's just like kind of by my feet. That's just like a little bit behind it, and it with either the lines, "We all start somewhere," or "We'll keep each other safe."
Yeah, I already have like a picture of like how like the placement of like where to have you stand, where the camera will be, and where the thing is. Yeah, because
the hammer. That's why she had the hammer in the first place, and I'm emotional.
Because knowing me and like you were talking about having the picture done at RTX or something, I was like,
well, I'd probably get it done at RTX again after I do it here at school because there's not too many places to shoot here. Because if I do it in front of the Montgomery building, we might have the awkward yellow penis mural in it. So
Lovely. But I was gonna say that like knowing my luck, I'd probably be the one taking the picture. So I was like, all right, I need to plan where I am and where to tell you to be and all that. So, but yeah,
Also, I'm literally just gonna go to IHOP and just take 300 selfies as Nora just eating pancakes. Like, yeah, boy.
yeah.
You got to make sure it's on the endless pancake day.
Oh, definitely.
Is that every day?
It's
I can't remember.
They're
Is it
doing
every
it
day?
right now till February 12th.
Uh-huh.
So
Ooh, nice.
I went there for my birthday in the morning, and I sent Aaron pictures of my pancakes.
My mom visited, and we went to get pancakes. My school has horrible pancakes, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I would like all-you-can-eat pancakes every day. I'm just chugging tea and like scarfing down pancakes, like chibi style.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which can we get more chibi? I know we're getting more Ruby chibi, but can we just have like all of like the teams from the Vinyl Festival show up? I need.
Yeah.
Can we get those guys that have no names or anything? That, who was it? Who was it that made them?
Aaron Wynn?
Yes.
Team Auburn.
Aaron. She does a fantastic job. Not Team Auburn. I mean
Okay.
the three guys.
Oh, yeah.
In the finals.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, I need to know who these people are because I wanted to cosplay 2 out of the 3.
Fun fact, I was looking up Aaron's art because my teacher was like, pull up some artistic references for your self-portrait project, and I was like, shit, boy, I love Aaron's portrait work. I'll pull it up. And one of them was just the thing that she drew of herself. Like, I'm gonna draw these characters that will never be seen again and will only be background characters, but I'm gonna make them really hot. And then she does it, and you just see her, and there's just fandom screaming, and she's just
Yeah. Because there's multiple background characters, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
they look freaking awesome. Like though, this one guy, he's dark skinned, has a nice vest on, and he has dark hair on the sides, but he looks a lot like Shiro with his hair kind of like flopped over. And I was like, that dude looks dope. I wish I could look like that.
I feel
don't.
that.
I'm pasty.
Yeah.
But, I think first of all, I want to see Chibi Penny, like Penny Dye too, guys. Let's get Chibi Penny up in here. Also Chibi Team Coffee would be wonderful.
Oh yes, yes.
But
And
Chibi Yatsuhashi, we all know he's going to
regular
be
sized.
he's going to be like this.
Yeah, you know,
7 feet tall. Him and Uber
actually, I
are
read something very interesting about Yatsuhashi on Tumblr the other day. Someone,
Wait, can I guess what it is?
Sure.
Is it the theory that he's the lieutenant?
For White Fang.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I read that and I was like, what the heck? Like, where did this come from? I was like, what? Like, I didn't read in depth to it, so I don't have any of it memorized other than like he's the lieutenant for White Fang, and I'm like, what?
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, this is some Rogue One crap right here, but reversed.
I just want to protect Yatsuhashi. Like, honestly, I realize this for nearly every Ruby character, but like Volume 3, when they were fighting against Emerald and Mercury, I was pretty much just parading around my room in a shirt that said "Save Yatsuhashi" #2016. It was like holding up a sign. And it was like "Save Yatsu, save Yatsu."
But okay, so John,
Protect
do you
him.
remember why they think he's the lieutenant?
I think it's mainly because of the
He
skin
lore.
color, the height, the muscle tone, and the hair. I didn't read too.
But he didn't have any faunus traits.
He Lorg.
Right, but not. What was that, Aaron?
He Lorg.
Lord.
The other soul, the Lorg.
Oh, okay.
No, what I didn't read too into it because I thought it was ridiculous. But no, he didn't. Neither of them had any real faunus traits. But for Yatsu to be there, like that seems a major stretch. Especially with like there was a theory that Neo was Cardin in the final scene where Ironwood shows up.
There was also the whole
And
theory. Well, I mean, there was a whole theory during Volume 3 that Neo was Pura on her way up to Osmond's office.
Oh yeah, like every
"That
well,
doesn't work," and
well, that
everybody-
only happened like on the day that chapter came out, and then by the time of next week, when the actual chapter, the next
Yeah.
chapter happened with the Four Maidens story, everyone was like, okay, that's actually Pyrrha.
No, but like, I remember because that post came around on my dashboard again, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at this relic!" And you see, like, essentially was like, pulls up poster that's just like every single time Pyrrha Nikos has smirked. She is the
Yeah.
smirkiest of them all.
I
like,
know.
Nora has like that like crazed, "I'm gonna break his legs" look, and then
Yeah.
Pyrrha's just like,
Smirked. Yeah.
"I'm gonna kick this." It's either like, "I'm gonna kick your ass" or "I'm gonna tap that ass."
Yeah.
But if you're
love-
John, it's both. It's like rooftop
Like,
tonight.
we all know how Jean was when he was stuck in the tree. Everybody knows it, and he was just like, don't look, don't look, don't look, smile awkwardly.
Yeah. John has like the pouty face and then the awkward smile.
I
And
saw
it somehow works.
I saw a comic that was like, "Don't sit around waiting for Prince Charming. For all you know, that idiot could be stuck in a tree or something."
Yeah.
And they screen capped it so it was Jean and Pyrrha, and so you just see like Jean's hanging there. Pyrrha's like, "I think I'm here to save you," and Jean's just like shrug, and Pyrrha's like, "Dust. He's perfect."
Yeah.
It's just shades of Steven Universe, just like, I have very high standards. He's meeting all of my standards.
Let's see.
That
My
reminds me of
buddy
someone.
just tweeted me. Back there he is again.
Yeah, about the Yasuhashi theory.
Yeah,
About how his armor may be covering a
Oh
tattoo.
yeah, okay. I see. You guys were tagging it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's the tattoo.
People also suspect that his body armor hides the same tattoo the lieutenant has.
Mhm.
I don't know. That still seems very. It seems very stretchy for me.
Yeah, I
And,
was just
that's,
like,
Flashing
whoa.
Man stretchy.
I was just like, whoa, Yatsuhashi has a small amount of screen time, and we haven't seen him all volume. Where did this come from?
I miss
So,
him.
yeah.
Yatsu is
I-
awesome.
I miss Team Coffee. They
Yeah.
were just perfect because like you have Coco, who I would pay to step on me,
Which,
and you have
Coco,
Velvet.
by the way, would murder Yatsuhashi in a heartbeat if she knew he was
Oh.
White Fang.
She would straight up. She would just like she would. I
She would
realized that
just
happened
turn
a lot
him
with Roosters.
into like a smoothie with her gun.
She would be the equivalent of Ashley in 11 Little Roosters. She would just walk up and like kiss him, and he'd fucking die.
Yeah, now, like after the end of Volume 3, yes, but before then, I don't think so much. But now, yeah, definitely.
But just I want to see Velvet again too because she's so perfect, and I love her weapon, and God, I love her. She's so pure and innocent, and she's just.
Yeah.
David,
Yes.
Adley has a question for you.
Oh,
Could you ask David if he remembers my height and grade?
yeah. She's in 4th grade and she's 5'7".
Nice.
Yeah.
I was short.
Fourth?
4th grade and she's 5'7".
I was quite short when I was.
She says she's taller than her teacher and the tallest person in her school. We had like a long conversation about like,
Okay.
hey, are you pulling my leg? But she's like, nope.
What mice children are you hanging around with?
I call them hobbits.
That's what our debate
The
team.
hobbits
is
are
called.
going to Isengard.
To
God,
Isengard. To Isengard. The hobbits to Isengard. What did you say? The hobbits. 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 The hobbits.
Have you
to
seen-
Isengard. To Isengard.
Have you
Sorry.
seen Orlando Bloom actually doing that on
Yes.
the set of The Hobbit? Like they had an iPad with the video pulled up, and then they'll like mute it, and he'll like do the part that they mute, and then they put it back on. Yeah, it's just awesome.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I'm excited for Ruby Chibi, and it's not. I mean, we get to see them and be happy, and just the one episode alone where Yang was like, "Man, you guys are so in sync. Like, you guys did that whole dance spontaneously," and Fiora's like, "Yeah, spontaneously."
Spontaneously.
dude, we
You don't-
need more internet. We need more
Yeah.
jokes like that in Chibi, where
Yeah.
they like take something from the actual show and make fun of it.
like, honestly, I want to find a Ren and a
Hold on,
Nora.
John is dying
Yeah,
to talk.
Go ahead.
That was actually what I was going to get at. It's like I will dress up. I will do the Jean dress from Dance Dance Infiltration.
Oh,
I will do it, and I will do the dance. I will learn it.
Well,
We can make this happen.
we already had the plan,
We're
but
already
I was
making
planning
it
on being
happen.
John. I was
Yes!
gonna be John. I was gonna have Aaron help me dress hunt during the summer.
it. You
So-
can
I'm
gonna
still
make
do
you
it.
dress-
Like
Yeah.
we can just have like multiple people, multiple teams. I can't really do
Yes.
Oob, like I'm not tall enough, but I can still do the voice.
We should just do like a flash mob where everyone who watches VYTALCast is all
Well-
at the same time. just
Well,
like-
that's what I want to do is just like a giant flash mob. So like you could be just as a red versus
Yeah.
blue character for all I care. But
Yeah.
like I just wanted to. There's a lot of stuff Aaron and I have planned for RTX, and that was like the first thing.
number one. Yeah.
RTX
Skorosian filmmaker
2017, the plan.
mentioned my favorite line. It's the kick step body roll. Just I want to do that part specifically. Like I want to reenact that like half the Ruby Chibi episodes with Team Juniper, just because they're all priceless. Like it's like Pyrrha, you know I love you, but it's kick step body roll. It's not rocket science. And she's just like, I'm sorry.
And Nora's just crying.
And then Jean's just like, I'm leaving. It's like, no, you're not. You didn't lose those 7 pounds, didn't you? You don't know that. There's an empty bag of chips under your bed.
Yeah.
Like Jean, I mean not Jean. Chibi Ren is just he's so determined to make the dance happen.
Chibi
He's
Ren
just
is
so
literally
dramatic.
whenever he's just around Nora.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
Also, a moment to appreciate that Nora was like, "Oh no, I'm in distress," and was just the Grim was like, "Free me."
Yeah.
no.
And she's like trying to get Ren to come help her.
No. Also, like I'm doing Nora RTX for sure. I need to find a Ren who can do the trash can meme with me. So like holding my leg, you just see them like looking at a trash can, like it's the 3 columns, and just like you see Ren just like and just like, are you recycling? Like bottle? Are you paper? I wanted to.
Well, if you want,
so
I could throw together like a volume 1 through 3 Ren. So.
You have enough on your plate.
What?
Let's see.
How do I have enough on my plate? You're making me my John armor.
I know, but you still gotta wear it.
I know.
You still gotta wear.
But how is that enough on my too much on my plate?
It went more like too much on your plate armor, but VYTALCast to worry about and shit. Plus, armor is literally my thing. It's like also, John, I'm digging the Mando shirt.
Thank you.
Mandalorian's 5 life.
Okay, so should we end the stream
Oh yeah, Amanda.
now since we've been on for like a century and a half?
I never want to leave.
Yeah. Did you just
I'm finally here.
the 10th Doctor? Okay.
I don't want to go.
No.
There it is.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
I almost have David Tennant hair. Oh.
Yeah,
If
but
we really wanted to make this upsetting, I could really deal the whole heartbreaker.
No, Aaron, please don't. I know what you're talking about. But John, we'll totally have you on next week as well, since we had the whole internet problem.
Yeah.
So
I'm totally down with this. Now another entire week of nothing but hype. Now I get to bug my roommate the entire time. Yeah, Nakia. Nothing but hype this entire week.
Woo! All right. So, should we
Wait,
also?
wait, hold on. Some people are asking if they're taller than me. It
Yeah,
depends on if I'm
Hadley.
wearing heels.
Yeah, and most likely.
Hadley said she's what, 4'11"? Is that what you said?
Yeah. No, 5'7".
5'7".
Yes. Like an inch
She is,
shorter
isn't
than
she?
I am.
She is, isn't she?
I may be about 5'5".
That's adorable.
I want to wear my pair
Aaron-
of heels on 5'8", so shut up.
Aaron is just adorable no matter what size she is.
I am
So
not adorable. I am bloodthirsty, and I will commit vehicular manslaughter.
I am the knight.
so you're just kind of like Nora or Pyrrha. You could murder all you want, but you're still
I am
adorable
three-
doing it.
I have 3 ounces of whoop ass.
Yeah.
3
Okay.
ounces of whoop ass.
It's like, you know, the tiny bird, the bird art where it's just like, the risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at math. Like those.
I hadn't seen that, but that
Oh
kind of
my God,
fits.
They're my favorite. They have them for all of them. It's like, I'd sell you to Satan for 1 corn chip.
Yeah, that
And
one
one
I
of them
love.
is like
Yeah.
this tiny little bird. It's the bird that's from the gift. That's it's not unusual. So it's like da, da, da. And it's just the bird going, I'm 3
But
ounces
it's
of whoop ass.
unusual to be loved by anyone.
I really want to do that as Nora, and I don't know why.
It's not unusual to be booped by anyone.
Yes, but I mean, also, I just like to meme as characters. My entire Reese photo shoot was memeing. Like, we were planning to have it, so I just like slide by our. I can't believe I'm blanking out on his name. I always remember his name.
To the person.
All right, hold on. It's Bolin. All right, yeah. So I had a Bolin. So I was honestly planning just to like sit on the skateboard, my Shrek skateboard, and like eating Reese's Pieces. And just like rolling past and taking them from them and just continue eat them.
That'd be awesome.
And we were actually gonna do the same thing for Neo. I was just gonna roller skate by and steal ice cream from a kid, a kid that I knew, a random child.
Yeah.
Then you're not doing it right.
Aaron is too pure to do it from a random child.
The saying is easy like stealing candy from a baby. You're not doing it right.
I don't like taking. Well, babies should have candy in the first place. But
That's not the point, Aaron.
can I give the candy to
You're
babies
saving
instead?
you're saving the baby from the candy, or the candy from the baby. However
Can
you
I
wanna look
just
at it.
give the candy to the babies to make them happy?
No, that's then doing wrong. You think babies can
What?
eat candy?
I don't know, man.
They have no teeth.
Just-
Tiny teeth.
But-
You don't have to have teeth to eat candy.
Depends on the candy.
yeah, it depends on the
Lollipop,
candy.
motherfucker.
Lollipop.
That is-
Yeah,
that
but,
is true.
but okay.
Depends on
Name a
lollipop.
time you tried to eat a lollipop without biting into it at some point.
All the time.
Lies,
You-
lies and slander.
What? There's
That is
no
the
way.
improper
You don't
way.
chew on the lollipop. You don't just like.
I mean, I don't eat a lot of candy because I can't, but
Yeah. Well, me
Last
neither.
lollipop
But
I
I know
have,
the lollipops do not last very long.
well, I actually have one lollipop I never finished, but that was because it was ridiculous. But
All right.
it was 3 feet wide.
Okay. So.
My semblance is stealing candy from a baby. No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
That's like the third Aaron semblance meme that's been here this time.
Just imagine like somebody with a really crappy semblance,
Okay.
just like able to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
So Hadley keeps
Face
asking
color.
Aaron how old she is. Aaron is 18, going on 19.
I'll be 19. I don't.
You are 16, going
I
up
sang that on my
Yeah.
on my sixth, like the night before my 16th birthday, my 17th birthday. I was like, I am 16.
Yeah, but who
going on
doesn't?
16,
But who
ready
doesn't?
to be my
Okay.
heart.
I didn't.
But,
You
actually,
didn't? Well, you missed your one chance, man.
Mad
I
Prince
take
asked,
the blame. I do things that are completely and utterly not cool all the time.
same. Mad Prince asked how it looks to take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. For me personally, it was 273.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what type of acidic tongue you have, but like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So
but yeah, I turned 19 the day after RTX. So,
well, technically 2 days after RTX because
2
it's
days
on the
after.
Tuesday.
all right, it ends on the 9th.
Yeah, and and we're gonna go try to have lunch with Rooster Teeth people on Monday.
You made me crying.
Yes.
Oh, man, I
Hey,
thought that-
actually, I found out Melanie of the animation team, her birthday's just a few days after yours.
Really?
Yeah, so we could like celebrate both your birthdays on that Monday,
I thought that
which
was
is funny because
the
you're
same
both redhead. I mean, I know yours isn't like real red, but like, yeah.
Oh,
Melanie
What?
Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought her hair. Yeah, she dyed her pink now, so technically we're all shades of lightish red.
All right.
it's
Hey,
lightish
donut.
red.
Okay, so
Lightish red. Yeah.
I was thinking that the plans was still secret, so I wasn't saying anything. That's why I was like, and then stop.
Oh,
'cause
oh,
it's supposed to be a
oh
secret.
no, I've talked to Erin a lot about this.
Oh, okay.
There,
I mean, I'm still just kind of like, I'll
there
believe
are
it when
stuff
I
for
see
her
it,
birthday
so-
that I've been keeping secret from her. That is true, but the
Oh, yes.
the lunch thing,
Question mark?
you'll be fine, Erin. You'll be fine.
A very concerned, huh?
They're all
Don't
good.
worry, Aaron. We have everything under control.
If
Oh.
we're lucky, only one person would die. Just kidding. No, no.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey, thanks,
on the
Inspector.
unlucky
Who?
side.
All right. So
Yeah, happy late birthday to David!
thank you. Can I kind of have to go. So
Bye.
we kind of have to end VYTALCast.
I'm gonna scream if you guys
I'm
wanna
sorry.
speak
What?
over
I know I
screaming.
tried to end it like 20 minutes ago, but we kept talking.
No breaks.
I know. There's no breaks,
Hello from the other
But-
side.
but I do have to eat at some point.
I just was gonna boil ramen during the stream.
I'm gonna get some whiskey. So, well, no, I have to hit the gym first. So, damn it.
I am 12.
Go
I
get
can't
buff.
train.
Yeah,
Ah,
I can now legally drink, but I'm not going to on discipline reasons. So
I had a 12-pack
Fine.
of Capri Sun last night. I really
Oh,
hit
snap.
hard.
I saw you flipping off that Capri Sun. It said respect the pouch, and you
I will
disrespected
never
it.
respect the pouch. I will never respect the pouch.
Shame on you.
I got chocolate milk in the fridge. You guys are about
Alright.
to see me get chocolate.
I feel like we like completely derailed off of Ruby for like the last
Oh.
half hour.
Chocolate milk, Ruby Rose.
Yeah, no, I'm 21, chat. Whoever's asking. But
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
anyway,
Talks about-
should we all say goodnight? I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
Aaron.
Should we? Because I don't want to go.
I know. I'm sorry.
Now I want to do the thing, but I'm gonna like.
Okay,
make
do
people
the thing,
cry.
Aaron. I know you're gonna be Donna Noble or
Which
something.
one? The Blake thing or the Pyrrha thing?
Either one. Do it.
Do you believe in destiny?
Okay, I actually have to talk to you about that. But anyway, all right,
Yes.
guys.
We had Dan on, and we were doing like a whole Blake Adam interaction. That was fucked up.
Oh man, that was okay. So, bye bye.
Bye.
I won't say goodbye.